a lot of the satellites that are so important now are geostationary.
The following is a live presentation of CBC Sports.
In winning 4 consecutive Canadian championships, Colleen Jones and her Team Canada teammates have seen it all. Great shots, close games, runaway victories, and come-from-behind performances. Jones is 3-3 heading into this afternoon's draw against a young team from Saskatchewan that has been perfect so far. Stefanie Lawton has made shot after shot and shows no signs of slowing down as the playoffs approach. And a win today against the defending champion would provide the young curlers from Saskatchewan with even more confidence. From the Fort Amherst Lighthouse at the mouth of the St. John's Harbor, we move inside to Mile 1 Stadium, the venue for the 2005 Scott Tournament of Hearts. That's the trophy they are playing for, and the matchup today on Draw 10, Team Canada, Colleen Jones at 3-3 against Stefanie Lawton of Saskatchewan, a perfect 5-0 record. Well, the last few hours have been extremely busy for the Team Canada foursome. They played last night, they played again this morning. They were victorious 8-4 over Nova Scotia this morning. These are the other results from the morning draw. The Territories continuing to roll along, 9-3 over Newfoundland, Labrador. Manitoba beat New Brunswick 9-3, 5-1 now for Jennifer Jones, and Prince Edward Island got its second win, 8-4 over Ontario. So let's check the standings. It's Saskatchewan atop the board at 5-0. Manitoba second, 5-1. Kelly Scott of British Columbia 4-1, and the surprise, the Territories 4-2, and at the moment in a playoff position. These are the other games that will be on the agenda this afternoon. British Columbia and Ontario, Newfoundland, Labrador against Alberta, Manitoba against Quebec. Our feature game, Team Canada and Saskatchewan. Hi everybody, I'm Don Whitman and welcome to Draw 10 here at Mile 1 Stadium. Once again, I'm joined by Joan McCusker and Mike Harris. And Joan, this would be a big win for the young team from Saskatchewan if they can knock off the defending champion.
Well, definitely everybody wants to beat Team Canada. They have the target on their back, but I'm telling you, everyone wants to bring back the undefeated team in a championship tournament like this, and that is Saskatchewan. They're making things look easy. All 4 of them at the top of the standings at their positions. Every team here wants to knock them back to the rest of the field, no more so than Colleen Jones today.
Well, Colleen Jones can ill afford another loss. She could get into a tiebreaker or maybe even into a playoff position with 4 losses, but she doesn't want to lose any more than 3 in round-robin competition, Mike.
Oh, absolutely not. And 4 losses will put her 2 games back of 4th place, which is huge. You start needing help at that stage. But, you know, Nancy Delahunt and Marianne Arsenal have been solid at front end. Kim and Colleen have had their moments. They've struggled a little bit, and they're going to have to, again, be at their best. This is almost a playoff game for them. They really, really need to win this game. Otherwise, 5 in a row is going to be tough to accomplish.
Well, we have 2 outstanding players at the third stone. Would that be the key matchup?
Well, I think when you have 2 defensive teams like Saskatchewan and Team Canada, the pivotal point becomes the third. When you have offensive teams, it's the second. Well, these 2 are, a veteran versus the rookie, and the rookie is looking very solid. As I said, though, a lot of pressure. 5 wins doesn't make it for Saskatchewan. They're not making the playoffs with 5 wins. They have to continue the roll. So there could be a little bit of pressure on the young Marlies Miller.
Well, it's Saskatchewan leading the way with 5-0. Stefanie Lawton hopes to make it 6th this afternoon, and Colleen Jones has designs of her own as she touches the trophy for good luck before heading to the ice.
The Scott Tournament of Hearts on CBC. Brought to you by Scott Paper Limited and its family of quality paper products.
They say football is a game of inches. I wish we had inches.
The Scott Tournament of Hearts, proud sponsor of women's curling for 24 years.
A wide stance keeps you steady on your feet. So mounting the shocks outside the frame widen the stance of the Ford F-150. It's the first pickup to do this. Good luck knocking this off its feet. We keep thinking about tough because we want you to drive a Ford.
Hurry! 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 Come on, hurry hard! Hurry, hurry, hurry! Hurry!
Hey, so what do you want to do for lunch?
Thinking soup.
Or sandwich?
Sandwich, that's good.
No. That's not enough. You boys must have proper lunch. Hearty soup and sandwich together. That's proper lunch. Okay?
It's the complete lunch that satisfies.
So, soup and sandwich at Tim's?
Sounds good.
Tim Hortons ham and Swiss sandwich on a toasted bun. And our new creamy field mushroom soup. In a combo, just $6.59.
The Scott Tournament of Hearts on CBC. Brought to you by Tim Hortons, toasted ham and Swiss and soup combo. By the original Strauss Heart Drops, trust the tradition. And by Ford, built for life in Canada.
Talking to Stefanie Lawton, the young skip of the Saskatchewan team. This is the first time she has ever played Colleen Jones, but she's not at all intimidated. And I don't think anybody is going to intimidate the Saskatchewan team, but they certainly know what they're up against in going against Colleen Jones. 4 consecutive titles, 6 in her career, 5 of the last 6.
Well, this Saskatchewan team, as you said, doesn't look like they were afraid of anyone, and I think it's the experience that they have at the Junior, Canadian, and World Junior Championships, as well as where they live in Saskatchewan. Sherry Anderson, they play regularly. They grew up with my team, Sandra Schmerler, Jan Betker. They go all across Canada playing in competitive spiels and do very well. So, you know, they've seen it all.
Nice fights.
And I think this is going to follow a similar pattern to what we've seen from most games here in the 2005 Scott in the opening couple of ends at least. A very conservative approach. A stone into the rings and an attempted removal.
I think the only chance of Colleen throwing up a corner guard here is if Stefanie Lawton were hit and roll it herself or miss their draw into the rings.
Been a very busy 24 hours, or even less actually, for Colleen Jones. Last night an 8-7 loss on a missed attempt with the final stone of the 10th end to Sandy Como of New Brunswick.
It's all there.
And then she came back with a victory today over a former teammate, a former World Championship teammate in her very first in 1982, Kay Zink, and her sister, Monica Moriarty.
Just for weight right here.
When I spoke to Colleen and her team and Nancy Delahunt after the game this morning, and the first thing Nancy Delahunt said was, It's just never easy, Joan. Every game is a battle. And I said, so when in your championships, do you remember it ever being easy? It just isn't. That their games yesterday, playing Alberta and then New Brunswick, really they got away with one. And by winning Alberta, they didn't look like they were in position to do that. Won that game in the morning and then lost one they shouldn't have. So, you know, they evened things out as the day went on. So every game is coming down to one rock.
Newfoundland Labrador took the Stefanie Lawton team to an extra end before Lawton got 3 on the extra end for a 10-7 victory. A very tough game against Brenda Nichols of Quebec on draw 2 as well, where Stefanie had to draw the button with her final stone for a 5-4 win.
We can't say that this Saskatchewan team hasn't been tested, because they have. They've had tough games as well. And we've been speaking about that the last couple of days, of the depth of the field here at the Scott Tournament of Hearts. Any team can beat any other team, and we are seeing that teams have to finish up. They got to play the full 10 ends, because if they let off on the 9th and 10th end, they're going to lose the game to any team here.
Lovely throw. Good shot.
Marianne Arsenault is on target. Team Canada lies 1.
It'll be interesting to see how patient this young Saskatchewan skip can remain. Colleen Jones does have the hammer, and as we know, she's very content to run up and down the sheet for a couple of ends.
Same weight.
We'll see if Stefanie Lawton will stick to the game plan in the second end, if we end up with a blank here, or she'll throw up a center guard once you get a little more comfortable with the ice.
That's good.
Well, that's a good point, Mike. I think teams develop a style. And when we analyze teams, we often talk about there's 3 different styles. One would be an aggressive style, an offensive type of game plan that we saw last night with Jennifer Jones from Manitoba. Just has to have rocks in play. That's her comfort zone. Then we'll have the defensive style, which is Colleen Jones. Given a choice, they'll keep it wide open and throw the hit. I would say Stefanie Lawton from Saskatchewan is what we call a balanced attack, meaning that she chooses when she's going to be defensive, often in the first or second ends of the game, but also can switch and be offensive at will. And they make they're a little bit more unpredictable as to how many rocks they'll keep in play.
And that's a good thing. You know, it's great to have a balanced attack and be comfortable in both situations. Actually, and we've seen that from Colleen Jones as well, that she's able to attack when she needs to. She's learned that in the last couple of years, better than she did in her first 2 championships especially. But again, patience is her specialty.
Well, we've talked throughout this competition about the emergence of the young rinks. And they have benefited from the junior program, the change in the style of play to the free guard zone. And so all of them now are comfortable with stones in play. At one time, when the junior teams came into the Scott, they were a little terrified of seeing so many stones in the rings.
Well, I think it's interesting that this is probably the first generation of curlers that have never played the game any other way. You know, that's a big part of it. They started with the 3-rock rule, and then it's gone to the 4-rock rule since, but they've always played with those rules in place, whereas teams like Colleen, who used to play the old rules, it's harder to change. You know? So it's an interesting, you're right, Don, it's very interesting that they grew up with this style.
Give her all to the button. Hot shots. Thanks.
And over the last couple of days, we talked about other reasons why these junior players, these younger players, are so good, so quick. And one of them, I think it was Kelly Scott from BC, said that she thought it was curling making to the Olympics. That now the young people say, hey, that is something I really want and I can identify with, and I will stick with this game because it gives me a route to make it to the Olympics. She thought that was one reason. I also think that there's a theme here at the Scott Tournament of Hearts with the number of coaches that have been with teams for a long period of time, and especially in this Scott, the number of coaches that are fathers. So they have been teaching their children how to curl and then sticking with them through juniors and into competitive play with in the women as well. And the final reason that we've talked about several times is a program called La Relève by the Canadian Curling Association, where they identify athletes, curlers that are under 30 years of age, that are competitive, and invest in their future, giving them resources outside of just the technical parts of curling. How can we get these athletes better so that they would have a better chance of winning a medal at any Olympics?
Well, despite her success, Colleen Jones, I think, has recognized that maybe one of the shortcomings of this team was not being aggressive enough, an inability at times to generate offense. And with that in mind, they approached Rick Folk, a Canadian and world champion, 2 years ago at the Continental Cup. And they asked him to join them as team advisor and strategist. And how to generate more points is the thing that Rick has been working with Colleen and her teammates on.
And I think they identified that they weren't so far off. Like, why fix something if you're being so very successful? I think their approach is so admirable, and that was, how can we get just a little tiny bit better? I think, as Colleen puts it, 3% better. And they specifically said to Rick, we want to be more offensive in the middle part of the game. We don't want to change the way we start our game. We're not going to be throwing 100 rocks into play in the first and second, and they've been very clear about that. But they have asked Rick, if we wanted to be more offensive, how do we go about doing that in the middle of the game? And their experience with Rick started with the Continental Cup, because Rick was a team captain with Team North America, and worked with Colleen Jones at that point in time, and they hit it off right away and have utmost respect for Rick.
Just a little note here for anyone when you're looking in a situation like this at the beginning of the game. Colleen loves her out-turn hit, and for me, what I want to do on my first time, if I have an open draw, is throw it to a spot where I'm comfortable trying to blank. And Colleen threw us. If Stefanie Lawton is going to nose the shot, Colleen will have her out-turn hit to blank. So again, we've seen Colleen with her in-turn, not quite as, it's not her favorite shot. So why was Stefanie out try to roll it to the other side of the sheet and force Colleen to the in-turn?
But let's be very clear, her intern is still very, very good.
Absolutely.
It's just not her favorite.
We all have our
comfort
favorites,
zone.
that's
yes. It's not like she's at 50% or anything with her intern. We're talking a difference of 5% in stats.
Well, it will be an in-turn hit confronting Colleen with the final stone of end number one as she attempts to hit and roll out. We were joking with Rick Folk just prior to the start of our telecast. Well, will Colleen be more aggressive from the outset? Will she play a corner guard with the first stone? He said, absolutely. And then he laughed.
And then he said, let's wait and see.
Even on a simple, well, relatively simple shot like this, Colleen goes through the same routine. She does it with every shot, regardless.
Yep.
The objective here is to catch a piece of the yellow stone, roll the shooter out of play, retain last rock advantage into end number two, and that's what she does.
Yes.
So Canada and Saskatchewan scoreless after one end of play at the 2005 Scott.
Ever notice the way guys love to use their Karcher? Is it because of Karcher's German engineering, incredible features, exceptional styling? It's because Karcher really cleans. Karcher invented the first household pressure washer and sells more of them worldwide than anybody else. Karcher is also the world leader in commercial and industrial cleaning equipment. Everyone loves their Karcher. Can you blame them? Trust Karcher. You'll look for things to clean.
Hi, I'm Betty Hinton, Member of Parliament for Kamloops, Thompson, Caribou.
And I'm Jim Strauss, manager of the Strauss Herd Company.
We'd like to invite you to join us to attend the Strauss Canada Cup of Curling this March in beautiful Kamloops, British Columbia. Bring your skis and take a few runs at the Sun Peaks Resort.
Or bring your golf clubs and play our award-winning Kamloops golf courses.
Above all, enjoy watching the best curlers in the country at this year's Strauss Canada Cup of Curling.
Come join us in Kamloops.
You want to rock your world? There's only one way. It starts by getting tickets to the Fort Worth Men's
world's best curlers are coming to Victoria. Now there are new ticket packages ranging from 2 days to 4 days and priced from just $75. Call toll-free or online at FordWorldCurling.com.
This is where the world will rock, Victoria. The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine? You think you've seen the sun, but you ain't seen it shine. Wait till the warm-up's underway.
Wherever business takes you, Best Western is there. Best Western, the world's largest hotel chain. Now featuring free high-speed internet access at most hotels. Visit bestwestern.com for locations.
A rare look at the princes in a new special.
The thing about William and Harry is that they're very normal. They're very much more like us.
But the only privilege they lack is privacy. Prince William and Prince Harry, tonight at 8 on CBC television.
Are you looking at my sister?
It reminds me of you.
Outstanding, says the Globe and Mail.
Do you remember slapping the security guard?
Brainy, gritty drama. Brilliant scripts. You be the judge. This is Wonderland. Tonight at 9 on CBC.
Do you want my sausage? Excuse me?
Welcome back to St. John's and our continuing coverage of the 2005 Scott Tournament of Hearts. Last night, Colleen Jones, with the final stone, had an opportunity to draw the 4-foot for the win. But just before she threw, she asked for a little less ice from Nancy Delahunt, and this may have also been a sweeping error as the two women with the brooms, Marianne Arsenault and Kim Kelly, left it until it got to the hog line, and it curled a little too much. She had the right weight, but they rubbed the red stone belonging to Sandy Como at the top of the 4-foot, and it was a steal of 1 for Como and an 8-7 win that left Jones at 2-3. She bounced back today. Team Canada did for a victory over Kay Zink of Nova Scotia.
3-4. Well, late in the game, in an evening draw, players would be looking for what we refer to as the fudge, and that is the area down the slide path, down the center line of the house. When the rock is coming to rest, if it catches that area, if it gets there, will slow down significantly, and sweepers won't be able to take it very far. Will carry it into the 4-foot. Yep. If you know it's there, you anticipate getting there, and you need some momentum coming in. And I just don't think that the players knew that it was going to slow down so much, and actually they weren't sweeping that one for weight. They were sweeping it for line, and then the weight came off of it as well. So really an unfortunate draw for Colleen Jones.
Control.
All 4 games on this 10th draw, the opening end blanked here at Mile 1 Stadium.
And just to reiterate your point, John, after last night's game, we were speaking with a couple of the players, and there's always a little bit of the speed adjustment as the game goes on, but it was only about a half a second difference from the beginning of the game to the end of the game in the first few draws. Last night there was over a second difference for draw weight up the middle, and that is a significant amount. That's that you're sitting in the hack. You actually have to physically throw the rock harder to get it to where it needs to go in that path. The danger, of course, is if you stay out wider in the pebble, you sail it through the rings. It's very easy to do.
Exactly, if you don't hit it. So. The other thing that happens is that second difference that you were referring to, Mike, only occurs very late in the game. And what we heard from the players in our feature game is that they noticed it in the 9th end. So if your team is hitting in the 9th end and hasn't played any draws down the middle, you wouldn't be aware if it was there or not.
It's 3. Yep. Wait! Great girls. We're all right. Shot. Good shot.
Sherry Singler, the new addition to the team, is right on target, and she removes the Team Canada stone.
So the area we're talking about is basically runs in this area of the sheet. That's where it gets worse. What happens is time and time again, people are sliding over that area, and the pebble gets worn down. And there's by the 9th and 10th end, there's no pebble left in that area. And when the rock hits it, it curls more, it slows down. And again, the veteran teams are able to pick that up, I think, a little bit more regularly than the rookies in this situation.
And then for those of you that don't understand what is the pebble, that's when the ice makers, before, when they're getting the ice ready and you got a flat sheet of ice, they sprinkle water over top of that and it freezes instantly, so there's a series of bumps, and that's what the rock rides on. And when you sweep, it creates this little film of water that helps the rock slide easier over those bumps. But what we're talking about in the fudge is that there's no bumps left, and it's completely flat, and therefore resistant. There's a good shot of all the little wee tiny bumps. That's the pebble that we're talking about, water droplets. And this is the science of ice making, and it's becoming more and more technical. They use different size heads to deliver those droplets. So some of the droplets are bigger, some are smaller. When they're preparing the ice for the teams to practice, they take off the tops of the bumps. They clip it off the top of those bumps so that the ice is keen right away. There's all sorts of little technical parts of the game that curlers are starting to pay attention to, because it influences how keen the ice is to begin the game and how soon it may fudge later on in the game. These are just all the changes in the last number of years.
And that's lesson 101 in ice making.
Roll it, Sherry. Hard on your roll. Roll it hard. All the way, all the way, all the way.
Dave Merklinger in charge of ice making here at the Scott, and they've got it down to a fine science. Computers monitor the ice throughout the course of each draw. This morning, standing with some of the technicians, they said the swing to the ice was about 4 to 4.5 feet.
Right, and that computer screen you saw there, they're sensors under the ice in all different locations on each different sheet, and they have kind of an ideal ice temperature they're looking for, and it varies building to building, but it monitors right down to the 10th of a degree, and when it fluctuates with more people coming in the building or colder air temperatures outside, they'll adjust the brine temperature underneath the floor to try to get that optimum temperature.
I don't think you can hurt, girls. Go hard. It's not curling yet, though. Yeah, it is. Now it is.
We did see Dave Merklinger smiling there, so that's usually a good sign that he's happy with the conditions. And again, generally speaking, though, it's been quite good here.
I think the curlers are quite happy with the ice. It's got curl. You can get in behind guards. You can come in behind and tap rocks back. That's what you're looking for when you're playing at a Scott Tournament of Arts. You're looking for consistency. And Dave Merklinger has lots of experience. And the curlers are happy with the ice conditions. The other factor that Dave needs to work with are the rocks that he's given. And these are the same rocks that we've used at the Scott Tournament of Arts for a number of years, for 4 or 5 years, but they are different than the set that is used at the Bridal. And they don't curl as much. They curl a nice amount, but I think it's safe to say that the set that they use for the Briar in Tim Hortons Briar in Edmonton will curl more than these.
Absolutely. Actually, I mean, you talk to any ice maker, and quite often they won't do the ice unless they get to choose the rocks. They are going to have for the competition. It's that important.
Down to Skip Stones on this second end. Nothing in play. A very conservative start for both teams.
I'm not surprised. As I said, we knew what style Colleen Jones was going to play. The only question mark was how is Saskatchewan going to counteract that, and I think this is a pretty steady holding pattern for Saskatchewan to play the first two ends wide open.
Just 2 lines, good.
They will look to make their move in the third.
Nice weight, Steph. Good shot. Good shot. Thanks. Good judge. Good judging.
Stefanie Lawton putting her first draw attempt fully into the 4 with a piece of the button. She and sister Marlies have both skipped teams to Canadian Junior Championships. Marlies said that the two of them think alike 98% of the time. She said she's thinking of calling exactly the same shot as her older sister Stefanie calls.
Yeah. And I think that happens with almost any combination of skip and third that have played together for a long period of time, whether they're sisters or not. If you spend that much time together on the ice with a variety of experiences, you tend to want to call the same shots at the same time.
say that we were throwing 10s at it, but...
So what Kim Kelly was just referring to is that she felt that Colleen threw more weight than the rest of the team.
So you know, for reference. Those Marianne and...
When were 10s decided on?
Well, we didn't decide on them. That's just what's been coming out. That's what she threw there. That's
yeah.
Because that is a little firm. Whether it's times 3 or whatever.
I like 9-3. 9-5.
That's a reference to the hog-to-hog time. 9-3 or 10, that's 10 seconds between the hogs, and it's a reference to how hard the takeout is.
Straight up.
Yes! 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 Clean! Clean! Wow! Clean!
They would like to save the shooter, and they'll do it.
Good throw. Can hear Booster, hey? Thanks.
So Lawton with the nose hit forces Colleen to make a pass at the stone.
Out here nicely.
We have seen out on the outsides of the sheet the rocks finishing a little bit better. So this one may
Give me a little more ice.
And as we talked about before, when you're playing these peels, you want your shooter just to go that little short distance to the boards instead of coming across the face and trying to roll all the way through the house to blank the end.
Interesting.
And that's, you know, advantage of wearing a kilt. You can use it to clean off the rocks.
Oh, stuck on the ice.
But don't put your hand on it because that'll make it softer. It's just a little flat in the pack.
And that's the reference to what we were talking about earlier. If the bumps, the pebbles aren't there, it's harder to move the rock around and it feels flat.
Yep. Yep.
Oh boy.
Colleen attempting to blank on end number 2.
Hurry, hurry, hurry! Straight up. Straight up. Oh, I thought that would go.
It won't roll out.
Yes.
It hangs on the edge of the 12-foot, so Team Canada is first on the board through 2, leading Saskatchewan by a point.
It's a good throw, Colleen. Yeah. I thought that would go. We didn't hit the nose. That's great.
What a rush it brings. There's nothing else in curling like the roar.
The roar you hear is 20 of Canada's top women's and men's teams competing for the right to represent us in Italy in 2006. And no city in Canada roars more than Halifax.
We came here for the rivers and mountains. Penny's our gardener. She's bloomin' smart, naturally. Folks come in. We know what they need. Drop by for some advice. I'll show you how to tie a fly.
True value. Help is just around the corner.
Come try your first end.
I wasn't sure, but I tried it.
Your very first end.
We tried it.
You should try it.
Now we do it together.
Get out.
Go curling.
It's so much fun.
Meet between the sheets. Be part of a tradition.
Be part of a team.
You don't know what you're missing.
You never forget your first end.
Your very first end.
Come play.
Discover curling.
See you on the ice.
See you on the ice.
See you on the ice.
Get up, get light, and go curling.
Back pain. It can affect more than your back. Robax Platinum, a special combination of 2 active ingredients. One to relieve back pain, the other to relax tense back muscles. Robax Platinum, helping you walk away from back pain.
When we set out to replace cottonelle with an even better cottonelle, we asked women, what could be softer than cotton? Flannel. silk.
Cashmere.
Oh my. Introducing new cashmere from Cottonelle, now quilted to be irresistibly soft.
Canada's top women curlers. 12 teams. 1 champion. The battle for the Scott Tournament of Hearts. Coverage continues tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern on CBC Television.
Welcome back to Mile One Stadium. Let's check other games. And Mike, you've been following Newfoundland, Labrador, Alberta.
Right, you see this draw coming just past the center guard, the red guard. They had to wait on it for weight until it started to curl, and as a result, they come up a little short, and Alberta steals one.
Kathy King in front, 1-0 through 2. On the adjacent sheet, Manitoba, Quebec.
And as we saw last night, Manitoba with a lot of rocks in play. You got to make your last one. She had a little double here, but jammed it, and Quebec steals one.
So Quebec leads Manitoba, the number 2 team in the overall standings, with a 5-1 record. 1-0 Alberta. 1-0 over Newfoundland, Labrador. And Canada with a 1-0 advantage over Saskatchewan's Stefanie Lawton. And Stefanie was quite excited at playing Colleen Jones for the very first time.
It's going to be a really good challenge for us because we've never played Colleen before, and we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun game, and we know that they're going to curl well, and we're going to have to curl well too. So it's going to be a great game, and we're going to have a lot of fun out there.
And it's been a pretty simple game, very straightforward thus far.
Whoa, Sherry. Roll it, Sherry. Okay, that's good. Good shot.
Probably a sign of mutual respect.
Oh, I think that you could hear that in Stefanie's voice, and that is, we know that this is a great team. So we're gonna have to take the focus off of, waiting for a miss out of Team Canada. That's just not gonna happen.
Firm. Well, not firm, regular-ish.
She had a chance here, though, to ignore the rock in the rings. Stefanie getting last rock for the first time in this game and throw up a corner. She's a little nervous because Nancy Delahunt's shot came right in to bite the forefoot. It was in a good spot right on the center line.
Hear your name. Yeah. Yeah? It's here. Down. Clean. Yep. One. Yep. Yep. Hard. Real hard. Quick. Okay, that's good, Chelsea. Good shot.
Chelsea Bell, a nutrition and dietetics student at the University of Saskatchewan, finds the target. Saskatchewan lies 1.
That was close to 2.
Nice throw. In watching this Saskatchewan team roll along for their first 5 games, you start to wonder, what are they doing that's different than everybody else, that they're being more successful? And one of the things that I've noticed is many teams are over-icing on their hits, that they seem to be taking their sweepers out of play, that they're a little bit wide, they're waiting for rocks to curl. And it appears to me that Saskatchewan has been tightening up that ice. They use their sweepers. If anything, they have their hit weights are a little bit lighter, and they are sweeping all those takeouts, and they're being more successful.
Slow it down. Weight's good.
First move here of the game. Stefanie Lawton asking for a corner guard.
1, 2.
Now that Team Canada's tone is out of the 8-foot, feels worth taking a chance now.
Further. Right up. That's a good shot, Sherry. Nice one.
And you can clearly hear the effort required from Chelsea Bell and Marliese Miller to brush the stone, just delivered by Sherry Singler, the corner guard.
Good shot.
Great weight.
Line's great. Yeah,
Marianne Arsenault trying to go behind the yellow
It's top
Saskatchewan
12.
rock.
With help.
Right up. Great shot, Marianne.
Kim Kelly is always talking. She said top 12 with help.
That's great weight.
Lovely. Or do you like control?
That's a pretty
Do you
good
like
shot.
this?
Very nice.
Get the long roll over here.
And you see that
Wait!
the corner guard comes into play. You want to stick around with your shooter, but you'll have to get very close to the guard to make this shot.
And that's where brushing really comes into play when you're just trying to skim past a corner guard.
Well, and I think it's the biggest difference between men's and women's play. The number of shots that are made in the men's game because the brushers can get it by the guard, and the women are not quite as strong enough, and they just rack the guard.
Come on, get over there. Go in it. Go.
She just caught a corner of the red stone, not enough to remove it. Team Canada lies 2.
Yep.
Colleen Jones calls for another stone behind the Saskatchewan corner guard.
Important thing here is not to get it completely bare, but just to keep it again in front of the tee line and not allow Saskatchewan to play a draw, play a freeze.
Got room.
Looking for this top 8 foot. All you really need to
Got
do is hide a
room.
corner.
You can let it work. Great.
Not allowing Saskatchewan to get a hit and roll in behind
Every bit.
the corner guard.
Every bit.
Right up. Hard.
Great sweep. Sorry about that.
Well
I'm going to
done.
give you a little more.
Good sweep, you guys.
Short.
Another good brushing job to drag
It's a
that
great
stone
shot.
to the top
Perfect.
of the 12.
And that's what Nancy Delahunt said. Just like as you said, Mike, you know, you don't need to make this perfect in behind that, that corner guard or slip it even all the way to the tee line. This is going to force Saskatchewan to have to make a play on this and not set up a multiple score.
Close. Yep. Yes. Whoa.
They have to work to get it past the corner guard.
Trying to roll all the way across.
Right over. That's good, Marlies. Nice shot.
And we said at the opening of the show that this was the key matchup between Kim Kelly and Marlies Miller. Marlies is a tremendous shot maker, and we know from years of watching this Colleen Jones team that Kim is so steady. She makes a ton too.
Clean,
so this is
clean.
the setup, is whether the thirds can make those hits and rolls and those big draws.
If Saskatchewan was brave here, they'll go around the corner guard. They don't mind facing 3 stones. They're in a situation now where they probably be forced to 1. So let's go.
That's the shot that, well, just a minute. Maybe she's changing her mind.
Your choice. Fun. Yeah. Hit.
I think it was Marlies calling down. It is your choice whether you want to draw or play
Control.
this hit and roll.
This is a little tougher shot than to come around, but don't want to get into too much trouble here.
Initially, it looked as though she was going to try to come around the corner guard. Trying here to hit and roll behind the corner guard. Not quite far enough.
That was a tough shot.
Just an inch away, though, for a perfect roll. Had the sweepers been able to hold that a little bit more,
So close.
could have rolled right in behind
I just got
that.
going a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, it appears that Saskatchewan's going to be forced to take one here, so
Didn't seem to bury too much with it. So.
No, it didn't. You could still see how.
that's the reason Marlies didn't like to come around. She thought it was difficult to get it buried around that corner guard.
Yeah.
Flip in. Okay.
That may influence strategy, Mike, when you talk about if you can't get around that corner guard using the inside, then you need to throw the corner guard closer to the center line and come the wide side around it to make your draws.
I'm going to go the other. Oh.
Just going to roll it a little bit to center. It's good.
Yeah, it is her
Maybe
right.
not.
Team Canada again lies 3.
Hit and roll is still available for shot stone.
9-3. Consistent.
Good throw.
Mine did at the end. Control. Yeah. Let's go, Steph.
Good chance here to play the hit and roll. Can get shot rocked behind that corner guard.
Stefanie Lawton was the 2000 Canadian junior champion. with sister Marliese at third stone. Marliese
Let's go, Steph. Yeah, let's go.
took over following the 2001 season and skipped the rink to victory in 2003. Not only a national championship,
Close.
but they also
Yep.
won the World
Whoa.
Junior Championship that year under Marlise's direction.
Whoa! Yes! Whoa! Yes! Hard all the way! Come on, hard! No roll, no roll! Over. Whoa, 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 whoa! Sit. Great shot, Steph.
Oh, it looks like that worked out pretty well. I think it's shot stone.
It appears to be shot stone.
It's a great shot.
And she's sitting on top of the red rock at the back, so.
I'm not sure, Colleen. Neither am I. Well, it's between these two, for You sure. think? Yeah, that one's got more of a chunk outside. Oh, I'm wondering about all. She's... No, I think yellow is shot.
Now, Marianne is the eyes on this Team Canada team. They always call her down to make the call on who's shot stone.
In situations like this where there's biters, quite often you can actually look from the outside and look underneath the, try to look under the stone to see if you can see more red paint under the stone as well.
Well, Marianne doesn't appear to be quite certain as to which one is shot.
Well, when it's this close and Colleen has a chance to pick it out and lie too, I think you got to make the shot anyway.
Yellow. You know when they
No, I think it's yellow as well.
It looks like yellow. Like you can see right over top.
Yeah.
Colleen making reference to the Jumbotron where they glance up for this overhead shot to see which is
I was
shot
hoping
stone.
for that one. I was hoping we were sitting too. God, she hit so little. I'm surprised she's stuck.
Still a good chance here for Team Canada to force Saskatchewan to take one. These stones are not that close together, and anything hit on the broom side or the high side of the stone should force Saskatchewan into drawing for one.
Looks great.
Again,
the wider in turn. So we saw
Colleen,
Colleen
we're
hit
going
and
to cross
stay.
it, right?
No, I'm just trying to
You're
chip
just
it
kicking
out.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Cross it.
You know how we say, you have to say
Yeah,
everything.
you're right.
Make no assumptions.
And for those who may not be familiar with what goes on with Team Canada, Nancy Delahunt, the lead,
Yep.
holds the brush for Colleen.
Yes!
Oh, sorry.
Whoa!
With Kim Kelly
Yep.
and Marianne Arsenault
Hurry,
brushing
hurry,
the stone.
Looks
Hard.
good.
Great shot.
Chipping it out, she
Nice
does.
shot.
Well done.
Canada lies too.
That's a great shot.
Yeah.
Nice straight throw. Looked lovely from the beginning.
Well,
Gotta tell you, I was leaning towards that red one being shot.
Yeah.
Just a little surprise here.
yeah,
that,
I was just
Steph
going to say it
is
looks like a
playing
simple
ahead.
draw.
You only need to draw the 12 foot, and you know, games, your sixth game of the round robin, the ice conditions haven't changed significantly over any of these games in terms of draw weight, and I'm very surprised by this call.
Marliese is 9-5, but I don't know, 9-5 to 10.
Yeah, I'm shocked as well.
Because
sure
there's
it's a
very
little
little
more
margin
than
for error with
Hit
this
lower
shot
a
as far
little
as
bit.
contact is concerned.
It's always scary throwing hits way out by the sideboards too. It doesn't matter whether it's an arena or not. It's just a little bit extra difficulty.
Whoa!
Will Saskatchewan get on the board with this final stone by Stefanie Lawton? Or will it be a steal for Team Canada?
Whoa! Good shot.
She's right on target.
It's a good shot.
Excellent shot by
On yellow.
Stefanie Lawton, and Team Canada and Saskatchewan are all even through three.
Elevating the new Ford 500 means raising the seats for a better view of the road. It means as much room in the back as in the front. It means taking the sedan to a whole new level. The new Ford 500. We keep thinking about what a sedan should be because we want you to drive a Ford.
In some families, the skill of the game is passed down from generation to generation. Strauss Heart Drops, an herbal dietary supplement based on 8 generations of herbal knowledge. Our largest Heart Drop sale of the year is on now at a health food store near you.
Tim Hortons Briar rolls into Regina next March, but only 2006 full event passes are on sale at the Agrodome box office. And when they're gone, they're gone. On February 24th, you can purchase in person, by phone, or online. So remember, February 24th, 10 a.m.
The Strauss Herb Company manufactures a full line of herbal dietary supplements based on traditional European recipes. Our biggest Strauss Heart Drop sale of the year is on now at a health food store near you.
Ever notice the way guys love to use their Karcher? Is it because of Karcher's German engineering, incredible features, exceptional styling? It's because Karcher really cleans. Karcher invented the first household pressure washer and sells more of them worldwide than anybody else. Karcher is also the world leader in commercial and industrial cleaning equipment. Everyone loves their Karcher. Can you blame them? Trust Karcher. You'll look for things to clean.
When Canadians want to know the whole story, they turn to CBC News, bringing you the Canadian perspective. The source Canadians trust. CBC News, The National, with Peter Mansbridge, tonight at 10. Dumping retired Canadian ships onto the foreign shores of third world countries. It's a money-driven business. The dangers of stripping these highly toxic ships and the environmental impact. Wednesday at 9 on CBC News, The Fifth Estate.
Coming into this 10th draw, the defending champion is fully aware of how important a victory over Saskatchewan is.
It is a huge game, although I think 4 losses would be in. You don't want to drop to 4 anytime soon. So it's a big game for us. We have to make sure we keep building on what we've seen in some of our wins, which is, you know, a really strong team. And if you take an end off in this game, you're in trouble, you know. So you really have to focus on every shot, every moment, every end. And if you take a little holiday in the game, you're not going to win.
Both teams have been extremely focused through the first 3 ends.
Well, that's what I was talking about earlier. It just seems in this field, you better be in this game right to the end. And it's true, in the past, with some Scott Tournament of Hearts, you could take a little holiday. You could play mediocre and still win the game. And I'm saying in this field, at this tournament, you better be on for 10 ends.
Nice shot. Good shot.
First end of this game with last rock, blanked by Colleen Jones. She was able to hit and stick. She wasn't attempting to do that in the second. She was trying to roll her shooter out, but she picked up a point. And then Stefanie Lawton playing the hit on the rock in the edge of the 12-foot with her final stone of the third, and it's tied at 1 as a result.
Line's great.
And we're dancing.
Line is great.
We got a center guard
Wait
called
only.
and made by Saskatchewan.
And then go. Really go. Keep coming. Yep. Nice shot, Nance.
Nice right, Nance.
Let's update some of the other games taking place. Newfoundland, Labrador, and Alberta on sheet C.
Hurry!
And it's going to be a steal of 2 for Kathy King against the home province. Manitoba, Quebec.
Manitoba coming in here, a little soft tap on the Quebec stone and to roll into the 4-foot, and they're losing the weight here, trying to roll in, and they will go to a measure, but Manitoba will only pick up 1. So Jennifer Jones has missed her last rock on the last 2 ends.
Not quite there either, hey?
Manitoba with a 5-1 record, playing Brendan Nichols of Quebec.
Yeah, it is. There's no pebble there.
It's gonna walk for me.
Let you know in a minute.
Well, very quickly, Kim Kelly was able to pick up some of the changes in ice conditions. We've
I
heard her
think.
make a couple of references to the fact there was no pebble in a particular spot.
Well, it appears right in the hack area, and that happens occasionally where, you know, either it was missed, a spot got missed with the pebble can before the game, and you know, once it's there, it's there for the rest of the game. And occasionally they'll go down and do a little spray at the fifth end break and just replace the pebble in the slide path there. So hopefully we'll only see this for 1 or 2 more ends.
It doesn't affect anything besides it's uncomfortable sitting in the hack. It's not affecting the path of the rock. Let's just be very clear. It's just right in front of the hack area. It just feels uncomfortable.
Clean it. Control. Clean it. Gloves. Gloves. Yep.
In the fourth end, Jen Hanna of Ontario is leading Kelly Scott of BC by a score of 1-0.
Sherry Singler wanting to nose or a little flop on her shooter, not roll all the way
is all we've got, I think.
into the 12 foot. They wanted to leave that one that Saskatchewan might have been able to use it again, coming in and tapping out the Team Canada red stone on the button.
Outside the edge of the 12.
So Marianne Arsenault is being asked to put another rock in here, but they've got to be careful that they don't leave a double for Saskatchewan to remove that stone that's sitting so good at the top of the button.
Hard. Hurry, just chip it in.
Are they on the guard? They're going to catch a piece of it, it would appear. Yes, they move it over.
All right. Nice weight.
That red stone is exposed now. See almost maybe a third of it.
I think we need board.
Just looking for a board weight hit. Roll the shooter in behind the corner there.
Let's go, Sherry. Let's go. Straight up.
Straight up, Sherry.
Yep. Hard. Where? How much, guys? Board. How much? Board control. Hard stuff, hard.
She makes contact with the stone, but does not remove it.
Still pretty good though. Moves it out of that very dangerous top button spot. Exposed on the outside. So, you know, mission accomplished, although, you know, still a half shot. But
Team Canada does have the hammer though, and you know, would have loved to have killed that stone. It's a tough come around. Again, we saw this yesterday. You're not actually drawing around the guard. You're drawing around a stone that's in the top 12 foot here. And the problem stone isn't the yellow guard. It's the one that's at the almost biting the 8 foot.
Hurry, line.
Marianne Way's having trouble with this spot. It's sure curling.
Hurry.
Oh, she gets a rub out front as well.
Okay, that's all right. I think that was
Those are good throws, Marianne.
It ended up in a pretty good spot that they'll be able to tap it later, but not getting into the house.
Like we're second.
Saskatchewan can make a play on this rock.
Yeah. Right there. Yeah.
I'd like to try to stick around over here.
I'd still be tempted to hit that red one that Marianne just threw, even though
You like this?
you have a chance to lie two here, because regardless of what happens to Saskatchewan stone, I know that Team Canada is going to be tapping that stone back.
Bumper.
Yep.
But Marlies said that she thinks the same as Stefanie 98% of the time. Steph said every once in a while I surprise her with my calls. Just past the Yellowstone out front.
Well done.
Saskatchewan lies two.
It's tough to nose that. It's a good shot.
They're very close to the guard. As Stefanie Lawton was calling them off. See how close they came to the guard? Marlies was trying to get them to sweep a lot sooner than what they got on that stone.
Yes, Marlies was yelling all the way down the ice.
Hard! Hurry, guys! Hurry for line! Hurry hard!
Can Kim Kelly get past those two Yellowstones out front?
It's not by. Oh, this is messy.
That one.
Saskatchewan now lies 3.
What a change in this end.
Great
The
shot
course
from
of 2
Marlies.
shots.
Yep.
Come in there. If I'm late, that's okay, hey? I need to get in there.
I think right here, Marlies.
Fight the forefoot.
Even if you're up here, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have to
Okay.
protect the little hit and flop off of that open yellow stone on the corner of the forefoot. The call is to come right in.
Three! Go
Certainly
hard
if the line's
then.
good,
Yep.
be nice
For
to get
line
it right,
two.
almost
Yep.
into
Hold
the
it
top.
there.
Yeah, bite
Yep.
the forefoot.
Yep. Hurry! Where? 3, Steph.
Still?
Yep. Maybe 4. Yep. As far as it goes. Yep. Hard. Hard. 4. Quick. Yes. Get a little rub on the yellow. Yes. A little rub. Yes. 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 Run.
Okay, that's good.
Sorry, guys.
Saskatchewan lies 4.
It's close. All right. Wait.
Yeah.
A little tight or not?
No.
No.
You're good.
Well, decision time for Colleen. Do you play this bump? And I think it is her best option at this stage.
I agree, Mike.
Dangerous. The problem for Colleen is if they don't manage to get shot rock here, they have no other way in. Little tap into the top of the forefoot is what they're looking for. But if they miss it, opportunity to guard and Team Canada's in big trouble. Huge shot.
Very makeable,
For the
though.
bump. Hard for the bump. Hard. For
Hurry.
line. Hard for line.
Hurry!
Hard for line.
Quick! Quick!
Kim Kelly said initially hard for the bump, and now
Open
she's
it up,
yelling
open
hard
it up,
for the
hard,
line,
hard.
and they're on the red rock out front.
Ooh, I've moved this one now.
Team Canada's got a problem.
My goodness, nothing's working here.
As you said, Mike, if they guard
Which
that
way, though? I think this
raise,
way
the
is
same
probably
raise
better.
as Kelly just tried, Team Canada's going to be forced to either wing
Is it going to move as hard here, though?
No.
to try to raise to get into that forefoot area.
Yeah, that looks good.
What would we rather guard, the outside or inside?
She has a hole through here or not? If you put one here, she doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Right there. Let's go, Steph. Do we want it? We don't want it tight, though, do we?
2.5. Like,
Yeah, I think 2 is good.
like I don't want to leave her hole to go through there either, right?
No,
So
no.
a little bit tighter would take that away too.
Yeah.
So,
So just
We'll
kind of
take a
even
look
up
at
those other ones.
yeah, I think so. Line is
guarding
key
this
here,
up
so
and leaving
let's
Team
go.
Canada having to deal
her
with
know
one of
right
those
away
two
so
rocks
we
on
can
the
know what to do.
outside to tap in there. Everything's going to be blocked off. The only thing that Saskatchewan cannot do is come tight with this guard and line up a double bump on that red stone and biting the 12.
Line's okay, let it work. It needs to curl.
Line's all right.
It needs to curl a lot, actually.
Whoa, let it work.
It will, though. It will.
At the end, yeah!
Yes! Bring it hard! All the way! Come on, hard! Bring it up, harder! Harder! Come on, harder! Farther, farther, farther! Great shot.
Didn't curl enough.
The bump is still available.
Yeah.
That's good.
Still left a pretty big one.
Lots of room now in that port in between
Quite as much as I wanted.
the guard thrown by Saskatchewan and the outside red.
Outside one, I think, yeah.
Anytime you're raising a rock, a tap, it is difficult. It's all about line and perfect line and perfect weight. There you see a good look at it. You have to come pretty close to the guard put up by Stefanie Lawton.
There's quite a bit of room though. This port is quite large.
Can I throw a 4 for the bump?
Yep. You most definitely can.
Huge shot for Colleen Jones. Looking at 4 Saskatchewan rocks
line
with her
yet.
first stone of the 4th end.
No line. Line's way out. Yep.
It's coming.
Close. Get
Whoa,
closer.
whoa,
No.
whoa, whoa.
No.
We're going to need to
No.
go.
Way out.
Well,
Way
let's go
out.
when we
Way
can.
out.
Get ready on this, Kim.
Hard, 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 hard.
There's the bump.
Okay.
Well, it cuts out 2 of those yellow Saskatchewan rocks,
Great weight.
but Saskatchewan still lies 2.
It just took a little too much ice, it appeared.
Yeah, it wasn't a weight issue at all.
Yeah. Well, just got to draw to this one, maybe. Maybe. That's a tough draw. Yeah. This one's easier for her. She just.
So what? I had ice here.
Yeah.
They're looking
There.
to block off
Yeah,
this
Kim threw right down
draw
center and it just took that corner.
in here. And as
So,
I
yeah,
said, I
that
think
looks good.
Colleen
Looks good
Jones
to
will
you?
be forced
I think so,
to
too.
come over
Flip it
here
over.
or a draw.
Maybe an inch more? I gave you an inch
into
more.
this
A little
area
longer
here.
than those.
No
hey?
less?
A little longer than those.
What?
A little longer than those is fine. Okay.
At this stage, I mean, that the yellow stone on the left side in the 4-foot is about half open. And we may
Right.
see Colleen just come down and pick it out and
be
give
a two.
Saskatchewan 1 if this guard is made as well. That's
Seems
another
like a lot
option.
of ice to get.
But I think Colleen would be
Just have to
happy
cover
right
the
now to
whole
give up
hay.
1
It's
at
like-
this stage of the end.
Like yours?
6
that
inches
last
left.
one you had really good rotation on, and they
There's a
didn't
good look. You
put
can see
on.
about half
Oh, okay.
that yellow stone on the right side of the 4-foot.
Let's go.
And
Yep. 2.
certainly giving up 1's a good option at this stage.
She can't take away both ports, so she's going to take away the one that's the easiest one to come through.
Great stick.
Line straight. Hold it there. Hold it there.
And the area where Colleen just threw the
Where
stone.
is it? Whoa. Bring it. Yes. 2. 1, 2. Yes. Bring it.
They have to go for line here again.
Yes! Hard! Right over as far as it goes. Yes, hard! Harder! Right over, right over, right over, right over. Come on, harder! Good shot.
Again, the port is still there. And
Good sweep, you guys. Sorry.
2 options left for Colleen.
And she's mulling over those options right now.
Using them, aren't I?
Again, usually you throw the one you've just thrown, and that's kind of what Colleen's doing now.
Well, I'm throwing less though,
Should
right?
be good.
Still tough shot.
Very tough shot, and we're looking for an in-turn draw.
I'll tell you
through
what
the
I'm
port
afraid of, Marion. I'm afraid
into
if
the
I
button.
ever rub that yellow, I'm putting them. You could put them in. If I throw hit.
I'm thinking just throw to it.
She's looking
Like
at the
back
other
forward.
side.
And it should finish nice for you.
What do I have to take ice? Middle of the 12 foot?
Yeah, I didn't throw mine well, so, but she did, the third, and I would just follow her. She had
big weight compared to.
No, well, she had draw that ended up there though. The second shot.
Oh, the second shot.
See it where it
Yeah.
is, and she had the ice you had for me for back line. No. Yeah, a little more.
Talking about the outturn.
Yeah. So I'm
Outturn
thinking
hit.
middle of the 12.
Yeah, or maybe even a little less, just a little into the 12.
Because this port is so small, they're looking
Maybe
now
the
at
12
coming
actually
to
is
this
probably a good idea, 'cause
other
you got
side
all kinds of play
to
with
come
that
down
red.
into here. It's a
It
bigger
really
area
finishes
to
hard at
draw
the end.
with
Do
a
you like
little bit
this?
of backing.
The
I like this better.
The port's a little larger,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
really the big thing. They talked briefly
I think
about
that's
the
easier than the
hit,
other side.
and the fear was that Colleen, if she ever clipped the yellow at the top of the 12 foot, they would give up 4.
Well,
so this is a safer shot, I think.
It's safer, it's bigger port also, but it's got backing too, Mike. She's got all sorts of options. This is a better call.
I think that it's much harder
Gonna
to
throw
score 1,
4?
but it's easier to give up 1. I mean, I think
Yeah,
the risk
I
playing
think
the other
that's
one
right.
is you could give up 2,
And
this is an easier option to give up only 1.
do a heavy clean, okay? Because I don't want any.
Yeah, because it'll finish for you at the end, so we'll try to keep it out.
If they ever clip the top yellow, possibility of a steal of 3.
Did I throw a 3.5 or
Colleen's
so in
only
the
shot
last
by
one?
about an inch at the top there.
You're talking about the 2 yellow stones in the
That are
top of the
frozen.
12.
Exactly. They have to get by those 2 yellow stones.
Final stone of the 4th end.
What kind of weight? Back
Line's
line.
fine, line's fine.
Oh, you got lots of
whoa, no
line.
line.
And Canada obviously
You
would
gotta
like to
whoa.
score,
Whoa.
but they would be
You have to
quite
whoa.
relieved to get out of
Whoa.
this end
Lots
by
of
only
line.
giving up a
Whoa.
steal of
Not
1.
on it yet.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
A bit of a rub and a roll into the 4-foot to score 1. That was a break for Team Canada. And that was a good call on the sweep to catch that little roll and roll towards the button.
Yeah. Lovely. Beautiful weight.
Last minute sweep here. Watch this. Sometimes it's good to be lucky.
And lucky to be good.
The intro didn't look as good.
The Scott Tournament of Hearts is coming to London's John Labatt Centre next February, and full event passes are on sale now. For the best seats in the house, you can call toll-free or order online. Come join us in the Forest City.
Curling. With every game played, your contact to the world expands. With over 1 million participants utilizing 1,100 clubs across the country, curling is an entertaining, social way to stay active. Play for fun, play to win, or just come out and enjoy the membership benefits. Clubs can be assisted by the Canadian Curling Association's Development Fund, which serves to promote, renovate, and offer advice on operations. Get involved. Join a club near you today. It has lifetime value.
The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine? You think you've seen the sun, but you ain't seen it shine. Wait till the warm-up's underway.
Wherever business takes you, Best Western is there. Best Western, the world's largest hotel chain. Now featuring free high-speed internet access at most hotels. Visit bestwestern.com for locations.
Hurry! 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 Come on! Hurry hard! Hurry, hurry, hurry! Hurry!
Hogwarts is no longer safe. The Chamber of Secrets has been opened.
I smell blood.
Scared, Potter. You wish.
The adventure, the magic, and the danger return. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Clever out of there.
Sunday, March 6th on CBC. Saturday night.
Our objective is to win the war.
Going behind enemy lines.
Drop him now!
To find one last survivor.
I can't leave and gather your gear.
Saving Private Ryan. Part of CBC's Movie Night in Canada. Saturday.
Well, I'm sure Colleen Jones would be the first to admit that she got lucky with her last stone on this fourth end. A 3-point swing.
Excellent. Absolutely. Looking like a steal for Saskatchewan. Nice rub. She had great weight. She knows it.
Girl, good call. But it's funny. We just have to be patient with it.
We do, and not read too much into it, because then it freaks
yeah,
you out.
that's
So
right.
Team Canada in big trouble on the fourth. Escapes, picking up a point to lead 2-1 through 4.
It's a big job for Saskatchewan to not to feel deflated after it was looking like they were going to get a steal there. And the fortunate rub by Team Canada. It's almost a bigger task to get back at, setting up another end to get some points for Saskatchewan.
Right up, all the way in.
We're there.
All the way in.
We're there. All the way in.
Well, you saw the replay of the final shot by Colleen to lead 2-1. Team Canada ahead of Saskatchewan. Let's move over to Ontario and British Columbia. Kelly Scott with the final stone of end number 4, trailing by a score of 1-0, and she has perfect draw weight as she pulls fully into the 4 to pick up 2 and move into a 2-1 lead. Newfoundland Labrador up next, and Heather Strong with her first stone, or her last stone, I should say, looking at 2. Alberta Rocks gets a point. It's 3-1, Kathy King leading.
And this is the final stone for Quebec skipper Brenda Nichols. She needs to get by the top guard, and she does not do it. And big steal of 2 for Manitoba.
Go, keep going, go.
Jennifer Jones at 5-1. And I'm sure she's doing a little scoreboard watching as well, glancing over at that Saskatchewan Team Canada game. At 5-1, Jones is in second place, with Saskatchewan leading 5 straight wins. Kelly Scott may also be taking a glance across the ice because she's in third place at 4-1.
2. Good, 2. Nice girl, 2, 3, guys. I think we gotta go a bit. Hard. Mine's good. 1, 2. Hard, guys. Tighter. Yep. Right up. Good sweeping. Nice shot, Chelsea. Good shot.
We saw Colleen successfully defend the corner guard in the second end by going around into the top 12-foot, top 8-foot. Again, not important here to get the stone buried on the tee line. You just want to partially buried at the top of the 8-foot, top of the 12-foot. Does
good.
the job. Takes
Line
the corner
only.
guard away from
Line's
Saskatchewan.
fine. Lot of room.
Line only.
Lot of room.
Yeah, the weight's great. It's not deep. It's not curling either, is
And
it?
she doesn't have a cutter. That's good to know.
No. Confirmed.
Good. Nice throw, Marianne.
All plus. Oh, yeah.
In a previous game involving Team Canada, they were
Control.
concerned about one of the stones that Marianne Arsenault was playing. They referred to it as a cutter.
It'll curl up down here.
That is one of the aspects of the game that we talked about earlier as well, about matching stones, that when you notice a difference
Easy.
between
Control.
your pair, one might move more
Right
than the
up.
other, one might slide better than the other.
Double or hit and roll that way then?
It's always important that your skip and your
moving
third
lots.
have rocks
Yep,
that all
yep,
react the same, and often it's the front end that is
That's good.
asked to manage the rocks that aren't matched.
Handed the poor ones, I think.
Lovely throw.
And the teams will keep track of rocks as the week goes on, and once they get into playoff times, then their teams are
That was a
able to
beautiful
select
throw.
stones and match them up from different sheets. So it's very important to document all of your changes and what you think the rocks are doing throughout the week.
Now each rock has a number on it, so you know which stone reacts in a certain way, and every team keeps a record of what rocks do. Sometimes it's the coach who keeps the book. There you see the number.
Right! Right! Oh. Roll in front of the other one? No, we're not rolling that far. It's going a bit though. Okay, that's good, Sherry.
Saskatchewan was looking for a roll. The call was behind the corner guard, but the other roll could have been to the wing in front of the other, the red stone on the side. So Team Canada has a chance to continue to lie to and be in no trouble and no danger of Saskatchewan setting up for more than 1 point.
Hurry! Hard! Hard! Get out.
She just underthrew that.
Yeah, definitely. She knows it.
Let her know. Okay.
Go around or hit that freestyle someone.
Now Kim Kelly has had some problems, particularly in the last end with her 2 stones, while Marliese Miller has really played well. And at the start of our telecast, we suggested that this could be the key matchup.
Well, both second and third positions, in the last end particularly, Saskatchewan has had, in my opinion, a big advantage. And the numbers show it there, certainly with that third position.
Hard! Hard! Quick, girls, line's good! Line's great, yes! You're real high! Yes, hard! Come on, quick! Line's real quick, come on, hard! Hard! Yes, roll it tight, Sherry.
Must be that good prairie air, but those Saskatchewan women have great lung capacity.
There is no lack of intensity on this Sherry Lawton, or Stefanie Lawton team.
It should be good. It looks a little light, didn't it?
Let's go then.
Line's fine. Yep. Hard line.
Hurry. Come on, guys, hard. Hard, hard, hard.
Right up. Goodbye.
Far as it'll go.
Yep, yep, yep.
Not deep, though.
Great nice shot, Kim.
Very
Good
nice.
sweep, you guys.
As far as it'll go, unless it's heavy.
That's right. That's a great shot. A little miscue by Marlies, and Kim Kelly just sinks this rock. This is a tough little chip to get rid of this one. Looks like they're throwing kind of normal weight at it, which means it'll be hard for her to stick around with her shooter.
Control.
Whoa, then. Right
We'll know in a moment from Marlies if she's close.
Control.
Right off.
Surprisingly, would throw this much weight at a stone that's mostly buried.
Move it, Steph, move it. It's got it.
No more. No more.
Hard. Right out, right out, right out. Push it, push it, push it, push it, push it. Further, 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 further.
Okay. Sorry, girls. Just a little lap.
Marlies uncharacteristically quiet on that stone.
What'd she hit? Pretty much.
My draws are consistently top house.
Remember to give it that little extra.
Kim's draw.
Just remember.
I threw it pretty light.
Same shot that Kim Kelly threw in turn, come around again. Key is it stops in front of the tee line, partially buried to take those guards away from Saskatchewan. Don't allow them a hit and roll in behind or a draw themselves.
Takes a while to cut is the thing, but if you can leave it, remember.
You know, we said that this is the first time that Saskatchewan has faced Team Canada. I think a lot of teams in this competition,
Where? Weight's all there.
unless
Tee on
they've
its own.
played in the Scott
all kinds of
before,
room.
have not had an opportunity
Mine's getting
really
better.
to play Colleen Jones and her Team Canada mates.
Whoa.
Because they don't play in a lot
Just
of events
high.
across
Get ready,
the country.
No, unlike many Team Canadas before
As long
them,
as
they
you're
do
not
not
deep.
take advantage of the invitations to
Yep, yep,
attend the big bonspiels
stop. Right
across
up, right up.
Canada.
Hurry,
It's
hurry,
a
hurry.
conscious
Great weight,
effort.
Colleen.
It's a great shot by Colleen. A conscious effort by Team Canada. They feel that they get burnt out.
Nice shot.
And
That was great.
one of the reasons why I think they have been so successful all these years is that they pick one event that they're going to peak at. It is the Scott Tournament of Hearts. Other than that, they're going to work at their game at home, and they play in some local men's spiels. They don't even play in local women's spiels. They look at where we're going to get our best competition. They work out, they throw rocks, they practice, and they are very, very good every year at this national championship.
This is only the second year that this Saskatchewan team has been together. They lost in the playdowns a year ago.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Stop a bit! No! Whoa! Yeah!
Whoa! Whoa! Onto that one. No, of course not. Okay.
Big trouble here now for Saskatchewan. Guard here is going to force a draw to the button.
That's the same ice. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
You know, we talked about Colleen's rob last night again. Momentum is just gone away from Saskatchewan Bay. They totally outcurled Team Canada last end, and a fortunate break has changed kind of the complexion, the mentality, and you know, this is a great opportunity now for Colleen to put some real pressure on Stefanie Lawton, force her to draw right down to the hearts to score a single point.
Oh, well, yeah, the draw.
And I'm sure she is already anticipating that she may have to play that shot with her final stone.
Less ice, Nance.
Absolutely, she's figuring out what ice she needs to take and go through just the mental readiness, mental preparation to throw the draw. They have not thrown a lot of draws though, Stefanie Lawton. I mean, we saw in the second end they chose to hit a stone out in the 12-foot when, again, you could have had a practice draw. You know, it was not a difficult draw, but you can use that information later in the game, and this will really be the first important draw that she's thrown. She threw a couple of guards last end.
Yes, she did. She threw 2 guards last end, which I think gives her a good idea of how hard she
certainly helps, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Good. Whoa. Whoa.
Perfect
That's
guard.
a great shot,
Colleen Jones puts a cap on the shot stone.
Big fat guard, yeah.
Big
Great
fat guard.
line. Oh, just got out of my hand sooner than I wanted it to.
Well, it was not as heavy as you thought.
Against 3, easy to cut them down to 1 here. in the sweeper's hands.
All right, girls.
Job
Stay
one
on
is
your
to
way.
make sure you get into the 8 foot. And then put it on the button. The sweepers have the line.
Same as always, pretty much. Yeah.
Well, we saw this young woman make a great shot on the 10th end with her final stone against Brenda Nichols of Quebec. She had to draw the button to get the winning point, and she did. 5-4 was the score.
Can't hurt it.
Hard. Button's good. Real hard. Quick. Whatever you guys think. Button. T-line. Hard. Line's great. Button.
Just for weight, girls. T-line.
It's curling now. Hard. Yeah, it's really curling hard. Girls, hard. Come on, push it.
Some late movement in the stone. Can they get it to the button? Going to come up short, but it's a stone that cuts out 2 red Team Canada rocks. It's a steal of 1 for Colleen Jones, and she now leads 3-1.
They say football is a game of inches. I wish we had inches.
The Scott Tournament of Hearts, proud sponsor of women's curling for 24 years.
Hey, so what do you want to do for lunch? Thinking soup or sandwich? Sandwich, that's good.
No. That's not enough. You boys must have proper lunch. Hearty soup and sandwich together. That's proper lunch, okay?
It's the complete lunch that satisfies.
So, soup and sandwich at Tim's? Sounds good.
Tim Hortons ham and Swiss sandwich on a toasted bun. And our new creamy field mushroom soup. In a combo, just $6.59.
The world's best curlers are coming to Victoria. Now there are new ticket packages ranging from 2 days to 4 days and priced from just $75. Call toll-free or online at fordworldcurling.com.
This is where the world will rock, Victoria.
With Jack Frost still nipping at your, well, you get the picture. The time is right for an early spring sojourn to the West Coast's most hospitable destination. Balmy. See something you like? And just for you folks who tend to get homesick, we've made special arrangements to add a little ice. Now that's got to feel a lot like home. Call now for package details. Victoria, British Columbia. Is there somewhere else?
Come try your first end.
I wasn't sure, but I tried it.
Your very first end. We tried it. You should try it.
Now we do it together. Get out.
Go curling.
It's so much fun.
Meet between the sheets. Be part of a tradition.
Be part of a team.
You don't know what you're missing.
You never forget your first end.
Your very first end. Come play. Discover curling.
See you on the ice.
See you on the ice.
See you on the ice.
Get off, get on, and go curling.
Let's check some of the other games. Alberta lying 2 against Newfoundland. Kathy King with her final stone, trying to draw in for a 3rd counter, but she rubs a red rock out front, but it is still a deuce for Kathy King, and her Alberta teammates lead Newfoundland 5-1. Let's check Ontario and BC. BC leading by a score of 2-1 as Jen Hanna threw her final stone, and she's right on target to remove the yellow rock of Kelly Scott and score 3 and move into a 4-2 lead. Quebec and Manitoba. Final stone for Brenda Nichols of Quebec, trying to come down and push back the red rock belonging to Manitoba, but she does not have enough, and Manitoba steals another point, and it's a 4-1 Manitoba lead through 5. In the game we're focused on, Team Canada and Colleen Jones leading Saskatchewan by a score of 3-1, taking a breather here after 5 ends at Mile 1 Stadium in St. John's.
Bill's family opened the store in '36. Now we're carrying on. Our customers feel free to ask questions. We've earned their trust. We're always on the go. We like it that way.
True value. Help is just around the corner.
The Strauss Canada Cup of Curling in Kamloops is all about one thing: gold. Teams who have not yet qualified for the Canadian Curling Trials this December in Halifax will be going hard for one of the few remaining spots. Those teams which already own one of those coveted berths will want to have a say in who does or doesn't get one. Could be one of the most interesting events of the year. Got your tickets yet?
2 keys.
Hey, thanks. Cheers.
Give him to me! Give him to me! Oh, I think you've sprained his neck. Alexander Keith labored on this beer since 1820, and you plonk it on the head like it's a piñata. It's the pride of Nova Scotia. Give it the respect it deserves. Now, grab that there napkin, make a wee neck brace. No, Nancy, you've done enough for one night. Wrap it around. Not a hat, a neck brace, Jimmy. Is it so difficult? It's not a fashion show. It's an emergency.
That's great.
The roar you hear is 20 of Canada's top women's and men's teams competing for the right to represent us in Italy in 2006. And no city in Canada roars more than Halifax.
A rare look at the princes in a new special.
The thing about William and Harry is that they're very normal. They're very much more like us.
But the only privilege they lack is privacy. Prince William and Prince Harry, tonight at 8 on CBC television.
Are you looking at my sister?
It reminds me of you.
Outstanding, says the Globe and Mail.
Do you remember slapping the security guard?
Brainy, gritty drama. Brilliant scripts. You be the judge. This is Wonderland, tonight at 9 on CBC.
Do you want my sausage? Excuse me?
The Ford Hot Shots competition is an annual curling skills event that takes place before the round robin. All Scott competitors take part in the first round. The field is then reduced to the top 8, and these are the women who advance to the second round of these 6 skill testing shots. A hit and stay, a draw to the button, a draw through the port, a raise, a hit and roll, and a double takeout. From this field of 8 in the quarterfinal round, it's reduced to 4 and then to a final twosome. 1998 Hot Shots champion Alison Farrell of New Brunswick was the best in the quarterfinal, and she is joined in the final 4 by Jen Hanna of Ontario, Kathy King of Alberta, and Kay Zink of Nova Scotia. The winner will walk away with a 2-year lease on a 2005 Ford Freestyle SEL presented by Ford of Canada. Well, there's an old saying in sport, you have to be good to be lucky and lucky to be good, and Colleen Jones was both on the 4th end of this game against Saskatchewan.
Well, her weight was close all the way. They had to negotiate that port, and they got the lucky rub. But you know what? They came off of that one, and they played very well in the 5th end, taking it to Stefanie Lawton of Saskatchewan. There's no doubt about in the 5th end that they deserve to get that point.
You think Lawton may have been a little devastated, Mike, by what happened on the 4th?
Well, it's certainly hard to maintain focus, and that's the real issue. And, you know, Colleen Jones' team executed very well. They took away the corner by never slipping behind the tee line, and we saw them do that in the 2nd end as well. It was really a one good end from Saskatchewan that did not pay off with a lucky break from Colleen. But we're going to see more Roxon play the second half of this game.
Second half could be very interesting here at Mile One Stadium with Team Canada and Colleen Jones at 3-3, trying to hand Saskatchewan Steph Lawton her first loss.
The Scott Tournament of Hearts on CBC. Brought to you by Purex Bathroom Tissue. Pillowy softness you can see and feel.
Purex Ultra, our thickest, softest Purex ever.
The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine? You think you've seen the sun, but you ain't seen it shine. Wait till the warm-up's underway.
Wherever business takes you, Best Western is there. Best Western, the world's largest hotel chain. Now featuring free high-speed internet access at most hotels. Visit bestwestern.com for locations.
Curling. With every game played, your contact to the world expands. With over 1 million participants utilizing 1,100 clubs across the country, curling is an entertaining, social way to stay active. Play for fun, play to win, or just come out and enjoy the membership benefits. Clubs can be assisted by the Canadian Curling Association's Development Fund, which serves to promote, renovate, and offer advice on operations. Get involved. Join a club near you today. It has lifetime value.
For centuries, the Strauss family harvested herbs throughout Europe. Practicing herbalists, they've been handing their recipes and processes down through the generations. Seventh-generation herbalist Jim Strauss learned the craft at his grandmother's side, gathering and tasting herbs from the time he could walk. Strauss Herb Company, celebrating their 25th anniversary with 25% off 50 and 100 milliliter bottles of the original Strauss Heart Drops. On sale now at participating health food retailers.
Ever notice the way guys love to use their Karcher? Is it because of Karcher's German engineering, incredible features, exceptional styling? It's because Karcher really cleans. Karcher invented the first household pressure washer and sells more of them worldwide than anybody else. Karcher is also the world leader in commercial and industrial cleaning equipment. Everyone loves their Karcher. Can you blame them? Trust Karcher. You'll look for things to clean.
The Scott Tournament of Hearts on CBC. Brought to you by Karcher. You'll look for things to clean. By Tim Hortons, toasted ham and Swiss and soup combo. And by the original Strauss Heart Drops. Trust the tradition.
Mile One Stadium in St. John's, Newfoundland, the home of the St. John's Maple Leafs of the American Hockey League. The banners hanging from the rafters here. But this week, they've vacated the premises to make way for the 2005 Scott Tournament of Hearts. Colleen Jones and Team Canada fighting basically for their playoff lives here this afternoon. Leading Team Canada by, or leading Saskatchewan by a score of 3-1. Colleen said earlier, 4 losses might still get you in, but it's not a chance we want to take. They are currently at 3-3.
Nice weight. Good weight, Nan. Yeah, roll to the outside, shows. We'll be good. Nice shot.
Colleen Jones blanked the first end. She tried to blank the second, but she stuck around for a point. Lawton against 2 was able to hit and stay for a point in the third, and then, as we showed you a couple of times, the fortunate rub for Colleen Jones against 2 in the fourth. She wound up stealing a point.
Let it curl a bit if we can.
Or picking up a point and then stealing a point in the
fifth.
fifth.
Let it work a bit. We need to go, Let it work a bit. Soon. Okay, you can go now. You can go now.
The challenge for Saskatchewan is to generate the 2 points. Then you do that by some excellent shot making, some risk taking by leaving rocks in the rings.
She's calling it in, actually.
No, she called it out front.
Did she? Okay.
You hear the discussion between Nancy and Kim Kelly about where this rock is to be placed. It's very important. Whether the call is to bring the rock into the house, then Saskatchewan can make a play on it, or go tight to the rings where the shot stone will be guarded and Saskatchewan can't touch it. So it's very important where to get it very clear where you're going to put this rock. And the call was to be short.
This is over curling.
My fault, Nan.
And it's a little bit higher than what they wanted to. They wanted a tight guard.
Do you think we have to move it? Do you want to move it or no?
How much can you see?
Well, how much can you see here?
About 3/4.
Oh, yeah? Okay. I don't mind the little tap back.
Like, back.
Back 8.
Back 8, back 12.
Back 8, back 12.
Okay.
Let's go, Chels.
I'm not just gonna bump into the button. Well, you shouldn't with back 8, back 12. Wait, you shouldn't. Okay.
Yep.
8, 9.
Real. 6.
No, it's not quite there.
Where? 6, 7, 8. 8. Just a little tap.
Don't want to bump it buried and roll open, that's for sure.
Sit.
The line's
Okay,
pretty
Charles.
good, though.
That's good.
That's fine.
That's good. Shot.
There is a chance here for Colleen Jones to play
Sit on top of it.
back 8-foot shot and roll buried, or
Okay.
Is that out front?
looking at a guard.
Yeah.
Colleen happy with the way things are, obviously, in the house, and would like to force Saskatchewan to play some sort of run back here. That's the purpose of this call, purpose of the guard.
Short ones. Yeah, it's supposed to be. No, but real
Halfway. On its own for a bit.
Over and
Go.
stop?
Go. Yep. Finish it. Hard. Right up. Hurry. Quick.
That shouldn't be a hole. Should be a double peel available for
That's a very good
Saskatchewan.
one anyway.
Just having a quick look
How
to see
much
if
can
there
you
actually
see
is a
here?
port, but
Yeah.
not sure if there's an
Double peel
port
staff.
available
Is there?
there or not.
No. I'm just wondering if you hit the hole, if it's gonna go right. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
if you hit the hole, will the yellow go into the red or not? It might curl enough
Do you wanna
to do that.
do you wanna play the peel this
Yeah,
way?
let's get the double peel.
Like this is pretty thin.
Yeah, I like this.
Okay.
Good,
Peel.
Sherry.
She expressed the concern that even if they did navigate that very narrow port, she might drive the stone right back onto the
Well,
rock in the rings.
close, yep. Yes!
Right through, Steph. Right
That's
through.
a great shot.
That's
a
good shot,
difficult
Sherry.
double peel, playing it the way they
Great shot,
did.
Sherry.
Very thinly with the shooter. That's a great shot.
the danger would have been to hit a little thicker and spin that red one right into the rings, and she did a good job hitting it thin enough and giving it enough momentum to carry all the way through.
It's got a curl.
Yeah, I know. Should come, I said.
Trying.
Lean.
Good girl.
Good, Marianne.
Good shot.
Marianne Arsenault chips out the yellow
It's nice weight.
Saskatchewan
She's
rock to lie 2.
Nice. Yeah, she's all of them.
Yeah.
Control. Let's go, girl.
Short little hit and roll for Saskatchewan here.
Yep. Hard! Whoa! 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 Hard on it, Marlene. Okay, sorry, Sherry.
Not
That's good.
quite enough of a flop to get behind cover.
And Team Canada wants to get away from
Well, I
those
think
yellow
we may as well
guards.
roll here.
Okay.
So do you want to throw a regular?
Yep. And when they do roll away from this, Saskatchewan needs to make a decision whether they're going to go for a draw around their own yellow guard or continue hitting.
We've seen them hit and roll behind the guards, and I think, again, down 2
Right in
points,
that line, eh?
they may want to take the initiative and
That's
throw
a great
the draw.
throw.
Yeah, it looks like a nice throw.
No decision to be made here now. with Kim Kelly rolling out.
Doesn't good throw. Yeah, it's right on the tee line. Will it curl, Steph? What do you want, this? Even if you get a piece buried, Maurice. Top 8.
You can get in there.
Yeah. Let's go. Does that look like? That looks good, ice, hey? Yeah.
Weight's pretty good.
Okay. Whoa, room.
6, 7.
Whoa. Whoa.
No, we're definitely 7.
I think it's lots, guys.
Whoa.
We're back here. No line either. We're not bending. Not curling yet. It's back. It's back. It is back here. Back here. Back here. Back 8. Yes, hard. Hooray! Quick. Okay. Hard. Right back.
Bring it down a little. Bring it down a little bit. Not that you were up much, but
Control.
yeah.
Less.
No.
No.
Curl. Here it
It's
comes.
definitely less weight. Yep. Hard. Hard, 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 hard.
A nose hit to lie 2 once again.
Touchy spot.
It is. It appears once it starts to curl, it will really go, but
Just there,
it
yeah.
seems to run along that center line a long time. And that's what they're talking about, a touchy spot.
Hacker. Yeah, hack's good.
Kim Kelly was able to get to the nose of that stone with
Straight up.
normal hit weight. So this should move a little bit more for Team Saskatchewan. They're hoping.
Board. Well done, whoa.
Board.
Whoa. Right off.
At least board.
Roll it the other way, Steph. Yep. Yep. Yes, hard. Quick, roll it, Sherry, roll it. Okay, that's good.
Very comfortable
Just a little
spot
up, okay?
for
Sorry.
Team Canada. No pressure.
Try. Sorry. We're good. A little up, that's all. 10.5.
As opposed to this one with Kim Kelly stone, Colleen would really like to stay here. And again, by keeping 2 rocks in the rings, where regardless of where they are, will force Saskatchewan to take one. If she rolls out, we may see Saskatchewan play a hit and roll in behind those guards.
Middle
off
of the
that
rock.
stone on the left side of the screen,
Yeah, I think that's great.
keeping the blank alive.
Doesn't seem to have a danger of going crazy.
Oh, don't even speak it. The next thing you know, it'll be going.
Yeah.
Team Canada always seems to be loose regardless of the situation. Kibitzing as they prepare to make shots, that sort of thing.
Whoa. 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 Curl.
Looks like it
Anything, Marianne?
It's trying hard.
Hard. Nice throw.
Stubborn.
It is. Tried there at the end.
Yeah.
Nice throw.
Let's go, Steph.
Good chance here.
Well,
Again.
Well, you talk about what does it take to generate 2 points when you have last
Well,
rock,
at least I had a 10.5 on hers, so
And-
get ready. I'm throwing like half weight. So.
and what it takes is one good shot. You don't know where it's going to come in the end, whether who's going to throw the good shot, but one really great shot generates your deuce. And often when you're speaking to the skip and the hack, you say, well, you make this one good, we got our chance for a deuce.
Close. Yep. Yes. Yep. Hard. Whoa. Yes. Hard. Harder. Quick.
Are they going to be able to keep it on line? No.
Okay.
That was tight and light right out of her hand, and you can tell that by just the reaction of Marlies in that house.
Rotation, hey?
Yeah, for a little more head. That'll help.
Quite a bit.
Really went
I've never done that.
As soon as
Why
she
did
let
I
it
do
go,
that?
she knew.
Just be relaxed. Hit the broom. Okay.
Problem this time, if Colleen's able to make a good guard, I don't think there is a draw for one.
Help. Back guard. Help.
That
Yeah, I
stone
know
right
that.
on the top of the button.
You're right.
perfect guard will almost assuredly
Right on the center, I
present a
take it.
steal for Team Canada.
And you can see the rack on the yellow guard covered the second shot stone as well.
Yeah.
Back guard. 16.
So with the perfect guard, there will be a draw for Stefanie Lawton, but it may not be for shot stone, just to cut down the steal to 1.
Where?
Where would be the ideal position for
Hard, you
this
gotta get that
Colleen
going over
Jones
there.
rock?
Well, it's a line shot. They want to make sure the guard, ideally about a foot from the
Fit if you
rings
can,
and
if it's
guarding
tight.
that stone
all the way,
perfectly.
hard, all the way. Hard. Yeah, you
To
gotta
do
go.
that, they need to get to
Hurry.
the center line to cross it just a little bit.
Hurry! Hurry, 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 hurry! Hurry! Keep going, hard! Sweet. Almost.
Didn't get it over. That stone is easily available on the in-turn.
Perfect.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Still not an easy shot, though, for Stefanie Lawton, but certainly a lot easier than it could have been.
Forcing
Go
the
step,
other
just tap,
turn.
it's good.
They've seen the out turn twice, once with Marlisa and once with Stefanie. So the difficulty is that you have to change
All right,
turns.
so
But
rotation
a glimmer
does
of
help.
hope to get
Certainly.
a point here.
Sorry, girls. That's fine.
But Stefanie Lawton will have to
let's
save
go
her
halfway,
shooter
that's
because there is another red Team
Release
Canada
just a little
stone
more.
in the 12-foot.
Marlies. Let's go. Yeah.
About half weight they're looking for. Release sensitive here.
Close, yep. Close, whoa. Whoa.
Look good out of her hand.
Yeah. Whoa. 3. Whoa. Whoa. Yes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Clean, clean.
Good shot.
Clean. Yep. Good shot.
When you hear whoa,
Steph.
yes,
One yellow.
as they come down the ice, you know they're going to be close. And Stefanie Lawton was right on target. A nose hit to pick up a point, and it's now a 1-point game through 6.
Thunder, 120 decibels. Highway traffic, 70 decibels. Highway traffic inside a luxury sedan, 64 decibels. Inside the Ford F-150, 63. We keep thinking about tough because we want you to drive a Ford.
Tim Hortons Briar rolls into Regina next March, but only 2006 full event passes are on sale at the Agrodome box office. And when they're gone, they're gone. On February 24th, you can purchase in person, by phone, or online. So remember, February 24th, 10 a.m.
Back pain. It can affect more than your back. Robax Platinum, a special combination of 2 active ingredients. One to relieve back pain, the other to relax tense back muscles. Robax Platinum, helping you walk away from back pain.
Come try your first end.
I wasn't sure, but I tried it.
Your very first end.
We tried it. You should try it.
Now we do it together.
Get out.
Go curling.
It's so much fun!
Meet between the sheets. Be part of a tradition.
Be part of a team.
You don't know what you're missing.
You never forget your first end.
Your very first end.
Come play.
Discover curling.
See you on the ice.
See you on the ice.
See you on the ice.
Get off your butt and go curling!
Tune in for Treasure and Trash.
One of the very earliest automated toys.
This week from Toronto.
Yes.
Our own Canadian Antiques Roadshow with host Valerie Pringle.
You gotta love the stories.
Wednesday at 8 on CBC Television.
Dumping retired Canadian ships onto the foreign shores of third world countries.
It's a money-driven business.
The dangers of stripping these highly toxic ships and the environmental impact. Wednesday at 9 on CBC News, The Fifth Estate.
Let's now check the other scoreboards. Newfoundland Labrador against Alberta. And Heather Strong with the final stone, is able to pick up a point. It's now Alberta in front by a score of 5-2 through 6.
This is the Ontario-BC game, and 2 Ontario stones in the rings. Jen Hanna made a raised double on her first one. And you know, BC's down 2 here. Begs the question, why not draw the 8-foot? She hits and rolls out and gives up an easy steal.
5-2. Ontario leads BC. Manitoba and Quebec. This is an excellent shot by Brenda Nichols. This BC or Quebec team, despite the fact they've only got 1 win, have been in contention. And it's a double raise takeout to pick up 2, and it's now 4-3. Jennifer Jones of Manitoba leading Brenda Nichols of Quebec.
I think Brenda Nichols needs to hang out with Sandy Como for a bit and get some of that luck at the end of the games, because Quebec has been in every game but only managing to win one.
Here's a number you may find interesting.
Lots of weight and lots of line.
Right now,
Lots of
Stefanie Lawton and her Saskatchewan teammates are forced into a
Line's
position
getting
where they're
better.
trying to steal.
Line is getting better, but only
They
for line.
rank dead last
Line's
among
great.
teams here in trying to steal points.
Easy. Top 8.
Well, you know, they're very good at forcing opponents to,
Yes, if
to
you
take
can,
one, I
man.
guess, and they've
Good
had
shot.
the lead in quite a few of their games. So, but you know, really, there's it is an art trying to develop the ability to steal.
I don't care.
Not much to choose from between Nancy Delahunt and Chelsea Bell.
Little bit for line. 5. Need a 6, guys. Room. 6, though. Let it work if we can. Okay, go then. Yep, line's coming. Yep. Hard. Right down. Hard. Get on it hard. Right up. That's a good shot.
Good shot.
Such good brushing by both teams. We're just taking a look at the Saskatchewan. When we talk about when you're training for the curling season in the beginning of the year, we talk about never saving anything, always
Might have a little
giving your best effort on every attempt to brush, and that's what the difference between
Whoa, line's fine.
Wait, average
Fine.
teams and very
Line's
good
fine.
teams.
Actually,
are.
yeah.
Oh, are we?
Yes.
How little deep?
We're right to that one.
Okay. You're revising. Good, Nance?
Yep. Thank you.
Somehow I think they worked with somebody with, they gave them that word.
Could do this.
Well, we've had a few new words introduced into the curling vocabulary
You like that?
of this Team
Pardon?
Canada
Board?
quartet.
And you know,
Walkage is one of them.
that to get
there
that
must be a Nova
out.
Scotia thing.
But
you
if
know,
our
keep,
stick's right
keep the
behind the
legs
guard,
on.
it's
You got to keep the
okay,
legs
hey?
on it, so it gets some walkage. You're gonna
Yeah.
hear that one.
Okay. Okay, more than board then. I need at least this. Okay. We're probably not well, we might get the 1 out. At least this. I want a 9-5. Where do you need to hit it, Steph? Well, right here. Okay.
I think there's an opportunity
Just
to make
off
the race
nose.
double here. They're talking
Yeah.
about only being able to get one of them, but I think they both fly
quarter.
out of the rings actually if you hit it right. It's a question of being able to throw enough weight.
A 9-5.
Need to hit a little less than half, I would think, just to stick it dead buried behind that center guard, and you don't want your yellow shot at the top 8 to spin open.
Lots of options
Whoa.
by hitting this rock
Whoa.
thinly, not too many by
Whoa.
overcurling.
Whoa! Whoa! Curl. It's coming up. It's coming up.
Top yellow onto the
That's
2
good.
reds, and
Me,
one
me.
will go out of the
Go,
rings,
go.
the other will stay at the back of the 8.
Great shot, Sherry.
Slight edge for Sherry Singler over Marianne Arsenault at second stone. Sherry has only played 1 draw through the first 6 ends.
I think she might find that changing, being down in the game without last rock, she'll be throwing a lot more draws and little tap backs.
Good.
Stick for the back one then.
It was, but it had a little air, so.
1 or
corner to tether.
Last year, after losing in the Saskatchewan provincial playdowns, this young Saskatchewan team decided to embark on a strenuous summer physical fitness program. They wanted to be in peak physical condition, and they were in great shape when the fall season started. In Calgary, they won the Autumn Gold, one of the first cash events of the season.
It's on the Thanksgiving weekend every year.
1, 2, yes, to go. Yes. Hard. All the way, quick.
And they came out of the province of Alberta with even more money a week later when they went to Medicine Hat and won.
Okay, that's good, Sherry.
Most competitive teams, again, another change in the game over the last number of years, are in really good physical condition. And I'm looking at my counterpart Mike and saying, well, most front ends especially, you can't be competitive. You cannot last a week like this unless you're in good physical shape. I'm getting hit.
That was a shot. That was a shot right there, Don. That was nice.
Hack to board.
I thought you might be growing somewhat accustomed to those shots, Mike.
Nice shot.
Listen,
Right out, Colleen.
well, round to shape, isn't it?
That's good, Stephen. Hi, Jamie.
Good, Marianne. Nice shot. Huh?
Yeah. But I know this Team Canada team works out as well. A number of years, they are in great shape.
Well, there's no question you have to be physically fit to play the number of games these teams do during the course of the season.
Okay, that's good.
Marlies Miller with an edge over Kim Kelly, 85% to 67%.
And that was our key matchup at the beginning of the game, but so far it's been a couple of mistakes from Stefanie Lawton, particularly the last two ends, that have allowed Colleen to kind of jump into that 1-point lead. And fortunately for Saskatchewan, Colleen made a mistake of her own last end, otherwise it'd be a 3-point lead. But
in our key matchup, really the difference at our thirds was last end when Marlies Miller came up light on her attempt for a guard around the center guard, and Kim Kelly nailed it. Really set the tone for the rest of the end.
Do you want to try to tap that guy out?
No, just freeze.
Freeze?
I think so.
Okay. Okay.
I'll make sure. I'll throw T-line.
Okay.
This is a good pressure shot here for Marlies Miller. The freeze is the call. It is behind the T-line, but Team Canada has last rock. They're lying too. They've got to be awfully careful that this is good.
I like this call as opposed to the tap back, though. It would be really tough to make this shot without allowing Team Canada an opportunity. But you're right, John. This is a huge shot.
Marlies Miller right down on top of the red Team Canada rock.
That's
Great
a
shot.
great shot.
Great shot. Thanks. Good call.
Straight peel?
Yeah.
Unless you want to try a run back, but
I like the peel. No, but if you wanted to try
movement at
back
the
line,
end.
you could.
do I have any space to put it through?
No, you jam on that other one rock, but that's good. I like this.
Okay.
Joan talked earlier about the physical fitness of Team Canada as well. Team Canada, and for the past 5 years, they've been funded by Sport Canada and are mandated for physical and mental training as a result of that funding from the federal government.
Yes, both Mike and I are both aware of the A carding. It was as a result of our Olympic wins in 1998. We became A-carded athletes for curling, and you need to make a physical and mental training plan.
Whoa!
Newfoundland, Labrador, and Alberta. Kathy King tapping back one of her own to pick up 2 points on the 7th end, and it's now 7-2, Alberta leading.
And we can undercurl if anything, right? Yeah. Because she has to come way over here to get it, right? You bet.
Kathy King and her Alberta
Is
teammates
that too less? No?
trying to get back on even terms at 3 and 3. They got off to a tough start.
Okay. Throw 2-3.
They were 1 and 3 to begin the competition.
Okay. Under curl if anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't sit there.
We were talking about the guard placement. It is important here where they put this guard. If anything, she says she wants to under curl to expose the center line side of that shot stone, because as you can see, even if Colleen Jones did make a play on it, it would jam on the back red
Line's
stone.
good. It's there. It's good. It's a 2. Whoa. Let it work. Good curl. It is curling.
Yeah,
bring it. No. Yes. No. Just bite the center line.
Whoa,
if
easy.
that. Whoa. Whoa.
It's over curling.
No. Great shot, Steph. That's good shot. Good shot.
Not bad.
I think that's still available to Colleen. Little tap.
Back line.
Well, she obviously feels that way because she's going to try and come down to it.
I don't know.
Stefanie Lawton has struggled. I wonder how they scored Colleen for the shot in the 4th where she rubbed and rolled in.
They haven't.
Get 4-4, I think. It's not the shot you called, but it's hard not to give her full credit for the
end result.
For the end result, exactly.
Don't look at it. Shot.
You got it, skipper.
Back 4. Back 8.
Okay.
Possibility here for Team Canada to lie two with a great shot here from Colleen, but she'd certainly just like to chip that one off the button and get shot stone again.
All the weight shot. Looking for that back 4.
Watch that front.
Long way to come.
Whoa! Whoa! It's coming now. And it's going to need a little help.
Yeah. Hurry. Yeah.
Great looking shot here.
They waited, now they brush it, and they tap it back.
Just a beauty.
Team Canada lies 2.
That's a nice
What
shot.
a lovely shot.
Just like we practiced.
Well, she got the double and rolls there too. Hoop. Huh? She does though.
Nice weight control here. You see the shooter rolls partly open, but it's a very, very difficult for Saskatchewan to remove both those red stones. It's tight. She has to come very tight to the guard in order to make the double.
Yeah.
Good look at it there.
That's why she's playing hack weight. Trying to get to the
nose.
nose.
Is fine too.
Great save by Colleen. That was obviously just a huge shot.
Well, I asked what the official score may have given Colleen on that shot. I've just been informed she got 4 out of 4 on the 4th end when she rubbed the stone out front and rolled in for shot facing 2.
What do you need to do here?
I need to get to the inside of it.
Okay. And move that back one, or?
Yes, they're sitting 1-2 right now. And I want to flop in a little
Talking about
if you come in
trying
this
to get rid of that stone at the back of the 4
yeah,
foot.
that's there too. But then she would just have that, maybe.
But she can easily
You know, there's a hit there too. It's a dangerous double on the high side of those the first red stone.
Just hit a quarter of that
Marlies,
top
do you like
stone,
a little less or not?
driving it back here.
I don't
And
think
going
so.
over the top.
across the
Yes.
top.
I'll give you an inch less.
Okay.
Any shot that she calls, she has to get rid of one red stone. The tolerance level here is we can't give Team Canada an opportunity to get
Whoa,
3.
Weight's good. Close. Whoa. Hack. Whoa. Maybe a bit more. Whoa. No, hack. Whoa. Close, yeah. Whoa. 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 Right up. Close.
It's close.
Whoa. 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 Okay. That's good, Steph.
Looks
Team
like
Canada still has shots.
Looks like red is still shot.
Are we sitting 1? No.
And this is a nice, it looks like a very tough draw for 2 here, but actual fact, it's
Has your
fairly
ice
simple.
been, I'm trying to remember about your ice. Is it coming over for us?
Well, my came around perfect,
Yes, it
didn't it?
did.
Yeah. Now that I think about it. Yes, not to say that out loud or anything.
Only to the entire nation.
Remember, mine was just.
Yes. You know what? You have to be real careful, girls, not to.
This is a line shot. They can draw right down to that yellow stone at the back of the forefoot and get their 2. So the one big stone that's helping them is this one right here.
Go to the back one for 2.
Okay, to the back one. Good.
Yeah, if they come down to that back yellow, they'll cut out the
4.5.
yellow at the top of the forefoot belonging to Saskatchewan.
They will. Yeah. Draw to the button, but this is an easy one as they go. Such a great shot by Colleen on her first one, forcing in. Stefanie Lawton couldn't have done much better. She missed that guard fairly tightly on her first one and curled another half-inch of curl, and she would have got shot rock. But as a result, Colleen's got a shot for 2.
You got no line yet.
Final stone of the end out of the hand of Colleen Jones.
No line.
Trying to get a deuce here.
If you need to, go.
To really take
Line's
control
great.
of this game against unbeaten Saskatchewan.
Hard, clean. Hard. You need to bite the button. You're right on this one. You're good, you're good. Awesome. Great shot.
Good judging, you guys.
It was an excellent shot by Colleen Jones to pick up 2. And Team Canada with a 3-3 record. 3 ends remaining, and they now lead by 3.
Hey, so what do you want to do for lunch?
Thinking soup.
Or sandwich?
Sandwich, that's good.
No. That's not enough. You boys must have proper lunch. Hearty soup and sandwich together. That's proper lunch, okay?
It's the complete lunch that satisfies.
So, soup and sandwich at Tim's? Sounds good.
Tim Hortons ham and Swiss sandwich on a toasted bun. And our new creamy field mushroom soup. In a combo, just $6.59.
The Scott Tournament of Hearts is coming to London's John Labatt Centre next February, and full event passes are on sale now. For the best seats in the house, you can call toll-free or order online. Come join us in the Forest City.
Beyond the shore, there's a place where nature only comes in one size. A place where whales and icebergs cross paths. Newfoundland and Labrador.
Hurry! 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 Come on, hurry hard! Hurry, hurry, hurry! Hurry!
They say football is a game of inches. I wish we had inches.
The Scott Tournament of Hearts. Proud sponsor of women's curling for 24 years.
I'd stab him.
I'd poison him. I'd shoot him.
Miss Marple returns with all new mysteries that will keep you guessing.
How clever.
Until the very end.
How wicked.
4:50 from Paddington. Sunday at 8 on CBC.
Well, the problems for Kelly Scott of British Columbia continue in the 7th end, facing 2 Ontario stones, and she comes up well short of the rings with her final draw to get shot. 7-2, Jen Hanna of Ontario now leads.
And over Manitoba versus Quebec, Jennifer Jones forced to a tough outturn draw to the forefoot to take a 3-point lead going into 8, and she makes no mistake.
Leading by a score of 6-3 after 7 ends. Jones with a record of 5-1 coming into this draw.
You got lost.
Could be the round robin leader depending what happens over on sheet A
Top 4.
after the completion of this 10th draw.
Top 4.
Right, of course.
Oh, she has been incredibly
Nice weight
with this shot. Right there.
Well, if you joined us late, we'll update the scoring summary.
Which
In
one?
the second.
Turn one, please. Yep. Okay, good.
Colleen Jones trying to blank, stuck around for a point. Stefanie Lawton came back with a point in the third. Jones got a very fortunate rub against 2 in the fourth to pick up a point. She stole 1 in the fifth.
Hold it there. Where
And
are
after
we?
giving up a point in the sixth, came back with 2 on the seventh for a 5-2 lead.
It's really curling now.
We're walking. We're walking. Okay. Good shot. That's good.
Stefanie Lawton and her Saskatchewan teammates have not given up many multiple point ends in this competition. But that was a key one there, yielding 2 to Colleen Jones for control by 3 points in the seventh.
Clean it.
This has been a very tight game, and you know, save for that one rub, lucky, fortunate break for Team Canada. You know, this could be a much different story. But you know, other than that one end, though, Team Canada really, I thought, has played very, very well, and had Saskatchewan, you know, up against the ropes for the most part. But you know, that steal of 1 was just, or sorry, the take of 1 was just huge in the fourth end.
Well, tonight on The Score, it will be the surprise team of this year's competition. The team from the Territories
Sure. Even a split
against
on them's
Kathy
already.
King of Alberta. The Territories
Both
with a
back,
4-2
12,
record. It looks as though the Alberta team is going to be 3-3 upon the conclusion of this draw. They lead Newfoundland 7-2. So Kathy King, who got off to that tough start, 1-3, could be right back in contention for a playoff position.
Oh, that's going to be a great game to watch tonight, because absolutely Alberta needs to get on that roll. And what a firecracker of a skip we have in the Territories. This is the best record ever for a women's team from the Territories.
Roll it, sure. Roll it far. Hard. That's good. Chelsea.
Well, this morning they made short work of the host province, defeating Heather Strong of Newfoundland by a score of 9-3 in 8 ends. Terry Cooey skips the Territories team, but it's the shot making of Monique Gagne that has really impressed everyone here at Mile One Stadium. She has made some incredible shots.
And I think we mentioned too, they're kind of the adopted hometown team here. They're second. Kelly Sharp representing Newfoundland, and 3 Scots. So they're one of the crowd favorites.
So nice.
Yeah, and that weight is really
So before this draw got underway, this is how things shaped up. Saskatchewan, the only unbeaten
Even if you
team.
get this, I think we got to move
But
that up.
Alberta with an opportunity to sneak up and
9.5.
contend for 4th place. And they could move into a tie for 4th place with the Territories if they win that game tonight.
9-2. 2-3. Clean.
Of course, Colleen Jones could also be there at a 4-3 spot if she hangs on to this edge over Saskatchewan.
Great shot. That's good. Shot.
Not a lot to work with for Saskatchewan here in the 8th end. They want to get at least 2 points here in the 8th end to have a hope of swinging things around. And I'm going to suggest that things aren't looking so good because of that corner guard for Saskatchewan. It needed to be either tight to the house or closer to the center line. Where it is right now really is not working for Saskatchewan.
Nice throw, Marianne.
As well as Team Canada
Very
keeping
nice.
their stones in front of the T line too has a huge part to do with that as well. And they're
flipped
doing a
over
good
there a
job.
little bit,
And we haven't
although
seen
we've done
Saskatchewan
that.
play
I would
that
have
little
rather done that
top
for
back
sure.
either. But hopefully we'll see some softer shots here from Saskatchewan. We need to get rocks in play and keep those red stones around at the back of the rings.
I don't mind throwing that and get the little flop. This is fine. Yeah, get one out.
You'll see, even if they do that, there'll be a short little run back on the center line redstone.
Whoa! Whoa, right up!
a bit, Steph. Okay. Okay, yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hard stuff, hard. That's good.
Fine. Okay, that's good, Sherry.
Well, Team Newfoundland Labrador, Heather Strong, suffering a 6th loss. They shook hands after this final stone of end number 8.
Firm.
And Kathy King and her Alberta team, after having a 1-3 record, now at 3-3. And tonight they take on the Yukon Northwest Territories team. The game you'll see on the score beginning at 6 Eastern Time. 7-3, the final, Alberta over Newfoundland Labrador.
Chelsea, what's the best way to get that rock? This turn?
Is that the best way to get there, Merleys?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
If I get a wick off that center and roll behind the guard, that's not horrible, but let's get the freeze. Same way it was last time,
Saskatchewan has desperately tried to get back in this game, but
let it work.
Team Canada isn't
Got it,
making many
girl,
mistakes out there.
No, the Team Canada's playing very well. Saskatchewan's choosing to make some hits here too, as Mike had said earlier, that they have options, and that is to keep red rocks in play, but tap them behind the tee line.
Cassie, leave that yellow feller there. I mean, I guess they can bump it up.
No, we got to get rid of that.
You guys want to hit or guard?
I like the hit. The guard, they're just going to come around everything to the back one. That's quite well behind the tee line.
They were tempted to leave this rock just because it's blocking the freeze, which they feel is the only out for Saskatchewan. But 3.8 in the way that they're hitting right now, I like the hit.
Hard! Hurry! Hurry, 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 guys!
Hurry!
Hurry!
Over curling.
Hard!
Well swept.
That's great.
Oh, sorry. Didn't need that there anyway.
I agree.
That works nicely.
Yeah, we can, hey? Go around the corner. Way over here. Same weight.
Line's pretty good.
A little less, hey?
Line's great.
Room! Room!
Off the line! Let it work!
Gotta be there, though. Gotta be there.
2.
Ah. Yep, bring it all the way,
Yeah,
Sherry.
bring it.
Yep. Bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it.
Well, there's no question about where the complexion of this game changed. It was on the 4th end when Colleen Jones at one point was facing 4 with her final stone facing 2 and got the rub to roll in for shot.
This is good, though, because if you stop here or here, you know, she's pretty blocked, isn't she? Although she's got to hit and roll off this guy.
Well, and the only snag here is that if you don't bury perfect, she's rolling behind these two.
What
and
else?
It's what else do I see? You know.
It does come nice.
Do we have lots of time?
Good to be red here. They're talking about a lot of options, but I still think great opportunity here for Colleen.
She needs to get a rock into the 4 foot.
This is skip rocks and 8. No. They have
Front of the tee line.
Just by a little bit.
If she doesn't,
you guys like this?
I think Saskatchewan would come around the wide on that high center guard to get to the 8 foot.
The bump up of the one that's over here now.
That works too.
Well, she could double and roll, though, is the problem. But you know what I'm afraid of is giving her a pick and roll here. But I guess I'm always going to give her something.
Yeah, that's right.
4.5.
She does get to play too.
Last ice, Nance.
Kim Kelly is always coming up with something.
You've got to go on that for weight.
It's pretty good.
Your line is fine.
I think it is like
A lot of line.
Whoa. Whoa. Wait only. Wait only. Yep. Yep.
Can't leave it high?
Yep.
Good looking
Yeah,
shot
leave
here.
it right there.
Okay, whoa.
Leave it right in the hole. That's a good shot.
Super.
Nice shot.
Do you?
you can use it if you need to too. You know, if she hits and rolls off this, you can use those.
these will curl up a little bit or no?
Yeah, she's got the easy taps on those.
But get it to here, and she's gonna make it, right?
Well,
or do you want to make sure we get one here? Could play. Double's not really there though. You could play this really thin.
Yeah.
Then you're sitting wide open.
Yeah. Okay, let's play this.
I don't know. Do you guys like this?
Tough situation for Saskatchewan.
I'll play something, so let's play that. Actually, it curls quite a bit here. Control weight still?
Okay.
I think it's fine.
Let's go, Steph.
Watch it, it moves.
Just to hit them.
They decided on the hit and roll, but unfortunately, it'll still
ring to roll to.
leave either of these two rocks to be tapped straight back. You know, I guess there isn't any really good option, so you might as well play your easiest shot, which is this hit and roll, and make Colleen Jones make that tap perfectly.
Let's go.
Wait!
Clean.
Whoa!
Oh.
Whoa! Yeah!
Trying to hit and roll behind cover off this outside Team Canada stone.
Whoa! Whoa! Run, Shay, hard! Right over, hard! Hard!
Excellent shot, but
Great shot.
can she catch a corner of it?
That's a good spot. Yeah, good spot.
She's a great shot, half buried there, and it's tough for Colleen to get across the face of her own. Her stone biting the center line's a little bit in the way. Certainly it's there, but she has to be a little bit careful.
She doesn't need to stick around on the short little raise back. She just needs to drive back to catch a piece of the yellow and lose the rock that she's driving back and be in complete control.
Set ice look good. Sorry, I'm beginning to forget. Well, you know, Marianne, I didn't want to. I wanted to throw my firm because.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, but I'm afraid of the walk there.
I don't think it'll walk with firm. It'll stay straight for you.
No, but I'm going to throw firm, so does that ice still look good?
I think it might be a little too much if you throw them firm.
Little less. Less. Thanks.
That looks great. I'd say fire away at that.
Give me a little more. Thanks.
Just wiggle your broom a little, I think.
I'm not throwing.
Just nose works.
Yeah. Just get to nose. Yep.
Trying to drive her own back onto the yellow Saskatchewan rock.
Hurry!
She does it to lie 3.
Actually
You
rubbed
actually did tick that other guy ever so slightly.
Just rubbed
Yeah, good
the
shot.
top red.
I like that because you could come off of that other one as long as you
Oh,
yeah.
again,
Yeah.
lots of options. She does rub that center
So
line,
you can be,
and still okay. Redirects onto her own.
Second time rub has
Tell
worked
Matt
to
you're
her
here.
advantage.
Well, that was definitely an option on that shot.
You've got air there? Yeah. Quite a bit. I like this turn.
Okay. What? Wait.
Control.
Okay.
I think that's an interesting turn to take. I like the other turn. It's just a bit of a visual, waiting for the rock to break to get past the red rock on the left-hand side. Sometimes it might over-curl.
She did throw the same in-turn to score in the
You guys do? Okay.
sixth end
I
with a hack weight shot, so she should be pretty familiar with the ice.
I think she's going to take another look and maybe change her mind.
I just think it's a turn preference.
I like the out turn as well here, Joe.
They like the other turn too.
Yeah, okay.
They do, yep.
Oh.
That's good.
But
I'll
do
play
you like it?
Well,
'Cause
looking
that's-
down there, it's not.
Okay,
that easy,
that's
so.
good. What can I wait here?
Control's good.
Okay.
I think it's
Stefanie,
gonna
your
run
front
here
end might
too.
like
Yeah,
it,
it
and
does,
so do
doesn't
the
it?
two
Yep.
analysts, Joan and Mike.
Well, as long as we like it, that's good. Yeah, the out turn, I think it just affords a little bit better angle coming through this port. As Joan mentioned, that stone at the top, 12 foot over here. That's missed the X there, but the stone at the top, 12 foot there. You have to wait for the stone to curl off of that, and it's really tricky to call sweeping.
Yes, it's a visual thing.
This is a much easier for the person in the house to call.
No, no, no.
Final stone of 8 for Stefanie Lawton,
No!
trailing by 3,
No!
looking at 3.
No! No! Whoa! Right up!
Needs to move.
Whoa! That's good. Curl. That's good,
She's
Steph.
fine.
One yellow.
So she cuts the deficit to 2 with her final stone of the 8th, 2 ends remaining, and she trails.
Nice one. You just, I'm like, oh, come back up.
The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine? You think you've seen the sun, but you ain't seen it shine. Wait till the warm-up's underway.
Wherever business takes you, Best Western is there. Best Western, the world's largest hotel chain. Now featuring free high-speed internet access at most hotels. Visit bestwestern.com for locations.
2 keys.
Hey, thanks. Cheers.
Give him to me! Give him to me! Oh, I think you've sprained his neck! Alexander Keith labored on this beer since 1820, and you plonk it on the head like it's a piñata! It's the pride of Nova Scotia. Give it the respect it deserves. Now, grab that there napkin, make a wee neck brace. No, Nancy, you've done enough for one night. Wrap it around. Not a hat! A neck brace, Jimmy! Is it so difficult? It's not a fashion show, it's an emergency!
The Scott Tournament of Hearts is coming to London's John Labatt Centre next February, and full event passes are on sale now. For the best seats in the house, you can call toll-free or order online. Come join us in the Forest City.
As official supplier to Curling's Season of Champions, True Value Hardware presents quality products for your house. True Value paint, made by us and made to last. We own the factory. We test and retest our paint. We guarantee it every can at every store. True Value, around the corner from your house.
A rare look at the princes in a new special.
The thing about William and Harry is that they're very normal. They're very much more like us.
But the only privilege they lack is privacy. Prince William and Prince Harry, tonight at 8 on CBC television.
Are you looking at my sister?
It reminds me of you.
Outstanding, says the Globe and Mail.
Do you remember slapping the security guard?
Brainy, gritty drama. Brilliant scripts. You be the judge. This is Wonderland. Tonight at 9 on CBC.
Do you want my sausage? Excuse me?
Kathy King of Alberta was the first to claim victory with a 7-3 win over Newfoundland. And then it was time for handshakes in the game between Manitoba, Jennifer Jones, and Brendan Nichols of Quebec, when Nichols, facing 4, came up well short. And it's a steal of 4 on the 8th for Manitoba, and a 10-3 victory as Jennifer Jones runs her record to 10-3. And then BC and Ontario on this final shot from Kelly Scott.
Very difficult angle race, trying to get it through the port for 2, and almost ends up giving up one, but down 5 playing the 8th end. She had to try it. 7-3 going into 9 when Ontario has the hammer.
Coming into this draw, Kelly Scott in 3rd place with a record of 4-1. Jennifer Jones now 6-1.
Whoa. I don't think we can hurt it. Oh, wait. 2, 3. Right here, guys. Hard. Leave it at 1. No. 1 then. 1. That's good. That's good. Nice shot. Yeah.
So Saskatchewan gets into a position that they have not been in very much this championship, and that is looking at coming from behind. They're down 2 points. They don't have hammer. You know that decision making will be very easy, and that is they'll be drawing and freezing and going for the steal. All credit to Team Canada playing very well in the last half of this game.
Well, I said earlier, they're not making any mistakes. They're not putting stones back at the tee line.
Good. Nice shot.
another guard on this side? Yeah, this side? Yeah.
Well, tonight we've got Alberta now at 3-3 with a chance to move into a tie for 4th place in the overall standings as they take on Carrie Cooey and her team from the Yukon Northwest Territories. That game will be seen on the score beginning at 6 Eastern Time.
Might slide out there.
Oh, it's sliding. Is it coming down?
Coming down.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Right here. Come on, quick. Quick. As far as it goes. Yep. That's good. Great shot.
It's good. I like that strategy, the double center guard when stealing is your only option.
What do you want to do?
Many
What's
rocks
the,
out
well,
front
we
as
could come right
possible.
on top of the one I just put there. Okay.
Do you think that's a good idea?
Why not?
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to peel.
Yep,
right
I like
after
it.
this. Yeah, I like it too.
The other option, I think, is to play the tick shot on the top guard.
When you do have one in a good position, certainly it is an option.
Team Canada gets a very welcome breather tonight. They've been involved in the last 3 draws. Last night they lost to New Brunswick.
Bumping.
This morning they scored a victory over Nova Scotia. And
maybe roll it right away,
Saskatchewan on this draw.
There you go.
Tonight they're off.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning they're off, and they
All the
play
way over
again
there.
tomorrow afternoon against the Territories.
That was a poor miss there from Nancy, and the reason is there's a double opportunity, and
They're pretty much
Saskatchewan
even.
can stay
This
buried.
one's a slightly higher. How much? Half a rock? Quarter rock? Pardon? Yeah, quarter rock? About here. Punch that. I think I need like firm or peel.
It's not as important to get that rock out.
it's an excellent point there. It's good to. The important thing here is to have your shooter stay buried. Whether you get
How
the
much
stone in the
weight?
top 4 foot out is not
Firm?
as critical.
Or do you like peel? Firm. Firm. And 8. 8. Okay. Sure. Straight up.
Won't be completely buried though, Mike. You can see it'll just run into that second red stone. It'll be half open at least.
May spin up depending how thickly you hit it, but good spot. Both 2 center guards and yours in undercover.
Right off.
Not peel.
Right
Firm.
off. Girl. Do I got to roll
it in.
That's great shot.
That's
Good.
good.
That's really good.
Option B.
Yeah.
Because like the peel or soft?
Peel.
Well, we're shot. I mean, what can they do with that? If we peel the front
How much
one,
do you
what
have?
are we going to do?
We could go right on top of them.
I think the peel. I think the peel. Yeah.
Mine is instincts to peel because we're still guarded, right?
Yeah.
They have to play something.
I like it. Up 2 with hammer. Don't want to leave yourself in too much trouble, take too many risks.
Good girl.
Yeah, I like that, Colleen.
A team decision.
Well, I like how they think. There's just, let's get in situations like that quite often. It is. Do you want to go or do you want to peel the guard off? And they thought about all their options, and at the end of the day, they made the one that suited them best, and I think the right call.
Room. 2. Whoa. 3. Whoa.
No, just 2. It's just 2.
Whoa.
2 is a halfway.
Line's all right. It's got to come just to center line, guys. It's 2. Just to center. 3. 2. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Good shot. Yep. Hard chest. Okay, really good.
A little different decision now that that stone is completely exposed.
Maybe just control. Whatever, Colleen, regular's fine too. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, and if we rack, it's not.
You there?
either. I guess
Do you like hack?
no board. Control.
You know what? Hack is very manageable is the thing.
Like board?
Regular.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
even
mind
if you rub that a bit,
Yeah.
you're all right.
Yeah.
We'll try for there. Regular.
the center line.
Curl. Roll that shooter, Nan.
It has to curl quickly.
Yeah.
And she will
Okay.
get the Yellowstone out of the rings, removing her own red as well, but she lies one.
I think that was the wrong call.
Draw around.
Was that Kim Kelly we
Whichever way
heard
you
say?
like.
I think that was the wrong call.
I think it was
I don't mind
Nancy,
this
but you know, they have to.
Yeah.
You have to let your skip know before the roll comes to play if you think it's the wrong call. I didn't mind the call. To be
I
quite
didn't
frank.
either,
I think
actually.
the weight call I might have played a little softer than taking normal weight. But you know, again, they do think the shots through very carefully before they do make the final decision. And I think the call was fine.
Okay, line's good.
What
Close.
would have been the option?
Gotta go for
I
it.
think
Yep, go
wider,
then.
I think, just a
Line's
little
great.
wider.
Yep.
I think the other, no, I
Yep.
think the
Hard line.
other option is to
Line's
peel.
great.
Room. Line's
I
great.
think that's what she's
guys.
referring
T-line.
to.
4 foot.
Let's just
Yes,
keep this wide
hard.
open.
Come on,
Quick, girls, quick. Come on, push it. Straight up, harder.
That was a good shot.
The effort pays off as Marliese Miller draws fully into the 8, just nudging the 4-foot circle.
Good sweeping again.
Should we go that way with the peel just so I don't? Okay.
And that's also a good call. You take the other turn, and if it comes up too much, she might jam it on her own stone in the house.
Yes, hard. Whoa, whoa, no, no. Yo, that's good.
Good, Kim.
Let's update the Ontario-BC game.
A 2, Steph, or what? 2.
Ontario, Jen Hanna, who started the competition opening day with a victory over Team Canada, with her final stone on end number 9, and she draws to the button for a point
Hard. Get it over.
to
Come
lead
on.
8-3.
Push it. Push it. Hard, girls, hard. Come on, you gotta get it over. Come on, hard. Hard.
That's a mistake.
Absolutely.
Big mistake.
We could even get the back one here.
I'll just go for the.
Just a couple of inches light, but it's removed from play because it does
Hard.
not cross the hog line.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa, whoa.
This is
Good girl,
a
Kim.
very I call it a
Shot.
veteran call. That stone is not in the 4-foot, and Colleen doesn't feel that at this stage it's good enough to score. So let's get rid of that center guard by hitting the one out that was in the 4-foot. They would have allowed Saskatchewan to come around, perhaps get right to the button. So I like the peel.
Well, as a skip, you have to feel confident in your ability to draw the 4-foot.
You do, and it gets down to the 9th end. You just have to make the right decisions. I mean, whether you can do it or not, you still want to make the right call and force your opponents into making a more difficult shot. And you know, the reward, if Saskatchewan decides to try to improve the position of that stone on their last
Lots
one,
of room. Whoa.
you know, Colleen will have a short double,
Whoa,
or worst
it
case,
needs
she's
to
going to
go.
have to draw a
Bring it
piece
as
of
far
the
as it
4-foot.
goes then. Yep.
Hard. Rick, quick. Hard, girls, hard. Right up, hard.
This
Come
rock
on,
has a lot
harder,
of
come
curling
on.
to do to become
Right
a
up,
guard.
harder. Harder, you got it. Come on, harder. Harder. Right up, right up, right up.
And if they were going to err, they needed to err on the center line side
Okay.
to be a more dangerous stone to Colleen Jones. Now she's going to ignore that guard.
That's good.
Yeah, right now, the best, after Colleen hits this, the best that Saskatchewan's going to be able to do is to draw one down into the side of the 4-foot buried. And again, leave the center line wide open for Colleen. And again, if you get that guard right over to the center line and Colleen chooses to hit the ones in the rings, then you can go right to the button. So Another error from Saskatchewan.
The intense stare of Colleen Jones as she focuses on the brush being held by Nancy Delahunt.
Whoa, whoa.
Quite firm.
Just clean. Wall off. Clean. Clean.
Good roll right behind that
Clean.
guy if it's going to
No way over. Clean. Great shot.
Oh. Double.
Great shot.
Oh, I think it's a terrific shot.
I don't think
Lovely throw,
it's
Colleen.
possible
The
for
blank.
Saskatchewan to get completely buried and be shot rocks. I think they'll have to leave it partially open there in the side
You
of
guys
the
like the hit and roll? I don't know if we can be buried and shot. Pardon? Can we just draw? I don't know if we'll be shot, I say, buried. Are they in the 4-foot? Pardon? They're biting the 4, yes. Yeah, they're biting the 4-foot. Timeout. Timeout.
And they decide to confer with Coach Bob Miller, the father of the skip and the third. He had quite a
You can play
career
the double and
as
try
a
to get
curler
3 and 10.
himself. Canadian schoolboy champion in 1969, played third
That's
for
what we were thinking,
Eugene
play this.
Ritzik
But
in 1985 at the Brier. And in the well-known Nipawin Carspiel in Saskatchewan, 3 times he drove home with a new
or
automobile.
play this. You'll
And
be
a lot
shot
of cash
doing
over a
this,
lot
too.
of years
Well,
with
yeah,
a lot of
but
different players.
maybe.
A very good player.
You might not be. It would have to be perfect.
I'm tempted to play the double.
I think so.
I don't know. Like it's.
From down there, the guard is covering a piece of the floor.
Yeah. The draw's not.
All she has to do is pick it out and get 2, hey?
I don't know. Either the double or else the hit and roll is what I'm thinking. I don't think the draw is the best shot.
I'm almost thinking a double. Might it even spin back up in behind this yellow?
Yeah, I doubt it.
No, it won't. No.
There isn't a very good chance for us to do that.
No.
No, that, of course not.
Play the double, force her to try the blank.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get a slip.
Way to still come
If
in.
not, we try
Steal
to steal
2
2
and
and 10.
the other one 2.
I think so.
I think the
Okay.
double.
Let's go, Steph.
The 5th player for Saskatchewan is Sherry Anderson, who was beaten by Lawton 9-2 in the Saskatchewan final this year. And Sherry Anderson, a couple of years ago in Brandon, lost the Scott Tournament of Hearts final to Colleen
You're
Jones.
playing. Are you playing firm?
Yeah.
Will that curl up with firm? It should,
Yeah.
hey?
Marlis,
Quarter.
I don't think there's a hole there, so.
No, I know.
Yep.
Just
that's
gotta
good.
check this one first.
Yep.
I like this call, Mike. There
I do
is
too.
no good options, and if you take a chance right now, then Canada gets 3, the game is over.
Even if
And,
Canada gets 1 here, you do have a slight chance of scoring 3 coming home.
a glimmer of hope. So they're just playing a double, getting rid of these 2 red stones.
Just try to hit it somewhere in the pocket.
All right, firm.
And if Colleen Jones blanks the end, they're going to try to steal 2. If she takes 1, which is I think what they're hoping, they're going to try to take 3.
No.
Tie the game, put it into an extra.
No. Oh.
All right, what
Whoa.
would you do?
I'd play the double.
Punch that out.
No, I'm talking
Hard
about what
shot.
would you do if you were Colleen with last stone?
I'd try
on
to
us?
blank.
Oh, yes,
Definitely try to
absolutely.
blank.
Colleen would want to blank, retain last rock with 2-point lead is a better position than 3 up without coming home.
Good shot.
Thanks. I knew that you could hit it that way. Too.
Yeah.
I wonder
you
if
can
all
hit the other one.
our viewers agree with you.
Firmly.
Probably not. You know,
I don't mind
you
taking
can't
one.
please all the people all the time, and especially with with
well, I
curling,
think
there is
anytime
so
we're 3
many
down, it's really hard to get
different
3.
factors.
What do you think?
There you go. They're talking about it.
What?
Kind of nice to have last draw.
Yeah, but you know what? They were sitting 3 against us, and you know, you play those chip shots, raise them in. Next thing you know, they're sitting 3 on you. Yeah. We get to throw first. I think that it's
Narrow up, Nance.
They're going to take 1.
yeah. On
The one nice thing about doing this is that Saskatchewan, when they have the hammer, only get to throw 1 guard. That is the the good thing about taking one here, as opposed to getting to throw 2 stones into the free guard zone when they're trying to steal. But, you know, up 3,
You're fine.
without up 2 width, it's basically the same situation. Saskatchewan needs misses from Team Canada.
Well, Saskatchewan will have last rock playing the 10th end, but they trail by 3. Well, the other game on sheet B is now over, and it didn't come as a surprise in the 10th end that British Columbia simply ran out of rocks. They were trailing 8-3 playing the 10th against Ontario, and that's the final score. 8-3, Jen Hanna defeating Kelly Scott of British Columbia. So Jen Hanna of Ontario is now 3-4, and Kelly Scott suffers her second loss, dropping back into a tie at 4-2 with Kerry Cooey of Yukon and the Territories. Here, Saskatchewan is on the verge of suffering its first loss at the hands of Team Canada.
When we set out to replace cottonelle with an even better cottonelle, we asked women, what could be softer than cotton?
Flannel.
Silk.
Cashmere.
Oh my. Introducing new cashmere from Cottonelle, now quilted to be irresistibly soft.
Tim Hortons Briar rolls into Regina next March, but only 2006 full event passes are on sale at the Agrodome box office. And when they're gone, they're gone. On February 24th, you can purchase in person, by phone, or online. So remember, February 24th, 10 a.m.
The new Ford 500. We thought about space safety architecture to give you more protection. We thought about command seating to give you a better view of the road. We thought about all-wheel drive for more control. We thought about all these things so you'll have less to think about. The new Ford 500. We keep thinking about what a sedan should be because we want you to drive a Ford.
Curling. With every game played, your contact to the world expands. With over 1 million participants utilizing 1,100 clubs across the country, curling is an entertaining, social way to stay active. Play for fun, play to win, or just come out and enjoy the membership benefits. Clubs can be assisted by the Canadian Curling Association's Development Fund, which serves to promote, renovate, and offer advice on operations. Get involved. Join a club near you today. It has lifetime value.
Dumping retired Canadian ships onto the foreign shores of third world countries.
It's a money-driven business.
The dangers of stripping these highly toxic ships and the environmental impact. Wednesday at 9 on CBC News, The Fifth Estate.
Canada's new online magazine for arts, media, and entertainment. The latest trends and ideas shaping music, film, television, books, and more. Bringing you face-to-face with the people and issues shaping culture today. cbc.ca/arts.
Look, you're busy, and we don't want to waste your time. So if there's nothing new to say about a story, then we just won't do it. We have the freedom to do what we want, and that's where we fit in. CBC News The Hour, Monday to Thursday at 8 Eastern and Pacific on CBC News World.
6-3, Team Canada leads Saskatchewan without last rock playing this 10th end. A little speculation here in the booth as to the position you'd prefer to be in, leading by 2 by blanking the 9th with last rock, or taking a point and leading by 3 without. And Colleen opted for the latter.
And I think a good point made by Mike for the reason why she opted that one, and that is the whole point about if you have last rock, you only have an opportunity to throw 1 guard before the opposition can start peeling. But by playing this, Team Canada has a lot of pressure on them. They need to make every one of their peels, obviously. To get your 3 points, you need 2 misses from the opposition and 8 makes by yourself.
Let it work.
Well, at the start of our telecast, we suggested that the key matchup was third stone. Marlies Miller has out-curled Kim Kelly 85 to 67%. But the difference has been at Skip Rocks, where Colleen Jones,
Kinda wait, Colleen.
85%,
Peel.
against Stefanie Lawton at 69%. And Lawton was the #1 ranked skip coming into this game.
They're trying to tick shot with peel weight. That means they got to hit a minuscule amount of this rock. This is a very, very difficult shot.
And if they take it out of play, it is replaced. No danger of that as she slides past.
Tough shot with that kind of weight, to say the least.
Well, we didn't have to worry about putting it back.
Yeah. What's that?
Kim Kelly, well, we didn't have to worry about putting it back. Some of the lines from some of these women, they've maintained their sense of humor. Last night, for example, Kathy Goche, when Jennifer Jones was yelling, yeah, on the sweep, her comment as she's brushing, are the Beatles here?
Mine's great. Room. Bring it back.
Typical strategy when you're trying to take 3 points is to throw up a second corner guard. And if you get a nose hit or a miss, then you've got opportunities to go around these guards. And, I think I would have thrown at least one more guard. Trying to take 3 coming home.
I think most teams would. Obviously, they had a game plan how they wanted to throw this.
Yep. Hard. Real hard.
They want the shooter to roll out of play as well. It's going to stay right there.
Oh, and there's the miss already, and they've got one buried behind a corner guard and trying to draw a second one in there.
We said you need 2 misses. 2 misses, 8 makes to get a textbook 3.
Yeah. What?
And there's money moving on to the table.
6, 7.
We continued the discussion during the commercial break, as did, I'm sure, many people after Mr. Whitman took me to task about, would you rather be up 3 without or up 2 with? And,
7.
I think everybody will have their own preferences based on their own experiences.
You go tight. Line's good. Weight's good. 6, 7 needs to go pretty soon. Yep, you can go. Line's great. Yep, take it now. Take it hard. Hard. Right back. Quick. Hard. Nice shot, Sherry. Nice shot.
Peel the corner guard. Again, the call for Colleen Jones.
Yeah. Hard. Real hard. Hurry. Roll it, Nancy.
This time, they get the roll out of play.
So Saskatchewan, now that they've got 2 in the rings, they just continue to guard, have 2 buried the entire end. Now you don't need as much of a miss from Team Canada to score your 3 points. Just status quo right now, and then you may have a shot for 3 on your last. But they have to make the guards. They have to make the guards cover those 2 stones in the rings. Missing the line like they have in the last couple of ends will open up the double for opportunity for Team Canada.
Gotta bend. Line's coming now. Yep, bring it. Bring it hard. Yeah, you still got it. Yes! Hard! Straight shot, Terry.
We're playing the 10th end. Team Canada in front 6-3. We remind you tonight on the score, Kathy King of Alberta at 3-3 against Carrie Cooey of the Yukon Northwest Territories with a 4-2 record. We'll have that game for you beginning at 6 o'clock Eastern Time.
Okay.
Good girl. Good throw from Kim Kelly. Get rid of the 1. Like you said, the pressure here is on Saskatchewan to replace that guard perfectly to not open up the double at the back.
Well, playing guards consistently can be a difficult assignment.
Whoa. A little tighter line, too. Whoa. Easy for line. Whoa.
Overthrew it.
Whoa, over and
Not pleased.
No, just let it stop. Let it stop. Let it stop. Whoa. Good shot. That's good, Marlies.
A few anxious moments there on that guard.
Now, do you think about the corner guard, or do you take a shot at the two in the rings?
Almost half.
I think
What do you like?
You need more
I
of it
like
to make the
go
double.
for the back, and if I get the front, that's okay too.
As long as we can't put the front one in, can we?
No.
No. No, I like it. Peel.
Yeah.
Kill one of those stones that's buried and then force Saskatchewan to make the come round. I think the come round's more difficult than the guard, and that's why they're playing this shot. But you need to get one or the other for sure.
Close.
You either need the corner guard or the stone in the rings.
Whoa!
Just needs to curl.
Is it going to bend enough to make contact? She has got enough of the top yellow rock, but there were some anxious moments there for Team Canada.
Absolutely.
I always see that curling when it's not.
And the good news for Team Canada right now is that
Is almost too deep
stone
or
at the
not?
back of the
'Cause she might just freeze
12-foot
on. At one
is
point?
at least half open.
Okay.
They can see more of the
Not
one at
much
the back
more
than they
weight
could
on
have
it.
seen of the one that was just removed by Kim Kelly. It's a good look. About half the stone is exposed, so Colleen will have some access in there, regardless of where Marlies.
They have to
Miller's
get
stopped.
by this guard. They cannot rack on the guard.
Line's good. Line's good. Yes, high line. Line's good. Room. Close. Yes. Hard. Hard. Quick. Quick. Down. Hard.
Nice shot.
Very nice.
Great shot. Thanks.
It is about half exposed. Good look at it there. Difficult shot for Colleen Jones.
Is there any way the Yellowstone just outside the rings, if it came down to the final stone and needing to get a chip and a roll, is it possible there?
I don't think there's a split
so.
there.
No.
But the only hope would be if Colleen Jones racked on that guard and Saskatchewan, if Colleen Jones racks on this guard and Saskatchewan chooses to replace it with one even tighter, then then you'd hope for a flash from Colleen Jones
Or
to
missed draw to the rings, yeah.
to use that one for a split. Unlikely that would happen.
Yep. Yep.
First stone of the 10th for Colleen Jones, looking at 2 Saskatchewan rocks as she leads by 3.
Whoa. Chip it good.
I think that you definitely have to play the guard here because you're going to leave. There is a double opportunity there for Colleen Jones. So, and again, like you mentioned, Joan, put it tight. Really put the pressure on and, leave it in a position where it can be split into the rings for 4.
Absolutely.
You know, the only thing that bothers me, Mike, we might get a I told you so.
Oh, my fingers are crossed. Toes too.
Yeah.
No, it's just such an interesting situation.
Not gonna miss everything. So a 2's good.
She's not playing it tight. She's playing a 2, which is a halfway guard. She wants the line.
Line's good. Hold it there for a bit. Hard then. Hard. How's line? Line's good. Whoa, we're moving a bit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Close. Square. Yes. Yes. Hard. Hard. Line. Hard. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. 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 Great shot.
It was a great shot.
Great shot, Steph. Thanks. Perfect. Thank you.
I think Colleen Jones, her best option here is going to be to draw with the intern down around the one at the top of the 8-foot towards that stone at the back, hoping for a jam opportunity.
Right here? Sit stick here?
Certainly a more difficult shot than she was hoping to throw on her last one in the 10th.
Okay, right to the back.
With a 3-point lead.
And even if
To
it
the back
isn't
one?
all the way to the
Not
back
that one?
and
No,
just
to the back.
close to those yellow stones in line, it will make it a tougher shot for 3.
She'd love to get a piece of her own red hidden behind that stone at the top 8-foot.
Hair last dance.
That is a lot of ice.
Less again. Four and a half.
Well, at the outset of this end, I don't think Colleen Jones thought she would have to throw her final stone.
Well, certainly wasn't hoping to play a freeze behind around 2 that are buried, that's for sure.
Where? Make sure you're back.
I think
Sweep
most
for
people would
back 8.
expect to throw their last stone down,
Sweep
but
for
not a
back 8.
difficult shot. More like a wide open
All right,
hit.
perfect. Hard line. Line's perfect.
Right up.
Yes, line.
Right up.
Tommy!
Right up. Right up. Go for something.
Hard.
Hard. Hard. Hard. Hard. Hard.
Very hard.
Great. I think that's
Oh,
a good
it might be.
It might just be enough for second shot.
Isn't it?
It may just be scathingly brilliant. It looks like it.
It looks as though it may just be there for second.
And it's in a great spot.
Oh, terrific.
Good sweeping. End to end on that one.
You thank your sweepers for that shot.
What, wait, board or hack? Because if it kisses this one, we still want it to go out, hey?
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think hack or board?
Hack.
How much
It's
you
a
got
pretty
to-
long guard, though.
Yeah, it is. I think hack, though, Marlies. By the time it gets around it, well,
It's got to get out. How much you got?
Oh, there's a good look at it.
7-8.
This is a very difficult hack weight shot.
They need to get by the guard very tightly and hope that rock curls another 2 or 3 inches to get
Let's
across
go
the
time,
face.
guys.
And have enough weight to drive it all the way through the house. Because the
Tough.
shooter will only be full 12.
yeah, maybe you're right, hey?
Another timeout and an
tight.
opportunity for Bob Miller and Sherry Anderson to confer with
Do I
Stefanie
need
Lawton.
board? Because it might kiss off my yellow to get it out. Yeah.
Hack?
Hack.
What about the raise? Is that an option or not?
It is an option, but
Is what an option?
There is. Is that shot there for with hack, do you think?
What can you see?
It's like 7/8.
7/8.
Like it looks like you
And it
can almost
cuts.
see all of it.
And it cuts, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Close to half.
Hack or board? Hack to board?
Gotta be hack, though.
Hack. Yeah, for sure. Hack weight.
Hack and tight to that rock.
Yeah.
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 All of this,
Yeah. No, get it out of there.
clean it up so it'll
Yeah.
go two, right?
All right. Well, let's do this, guys.
Okay.
Let's do it.
It's a catch-22 situation. The harder you throw it, the less it curls. And, you know, board weight, you got to miss the guard even tighter than you do with hack weight. But you certainly want to be able to move this red stone all the way out of the rings. And
I've been giving ice about here to get it.
I didn't mind
Get
actually
around,
the
eh?
suggestion
Put
from
that
the
guard
coach
up,
that the raise might be easier. And, you know, but, you know, again, if you think you can make it,
I
you got to
wanna
try
get
the
it
shot if you
tight,
think you
hey?
can make it.
The front end said from the hack, 7/8 of this red stone was open. That tells me that the hack weight is an easier shot than that long raise. The long raise has to be right on too. It's not like you
depends,
can
yeah,
miss
it
hit
just
it
depends,
and pick it out. You have to stick it and get it by that yellow stone with the raise.
Some alert work there by Marlies Miller.
Hack weight.
Cleaning the area in the rings prior to the shot where the red rock will roll.
No margin
Seems like
for
a
error.
lot, Marlies.
Okay.
Okay.
No
Not
margin
quite
for
that
error.
little. Let's go.
Let's go, Steph. Let's do it.
You betcha.
Is Stefanie Lawton about to force an extra
Whoa.
end?
Whoa.
Or will
Whoa.
she suffer her first defeat of this competition?
Whoa! Whoa! Close! Whoa! Yes! Yes! Whoa! Whoa!
They're going to be close.
Whoa!
She will be close. No.
Good try.
It's a steal of one for Team Canada.
Good game. Good luck. Good game.
And Colleen
Good game.
Jones,
Good
the
luck.
defending
Good
champion,
luck.
remains very much in contention for this 2005 Scott playoff situation in St. John's. And Saskatchewan's Stefanie Lawton now slips to second place at 5-1 behind Jennifer Jones of Manitoba at 6-1.
Hey, so what do you want to do for lunch? Thinking soup. Or sandwich? Sandwich, that's good.
No. That's not enough. You boys must have proper lunch. Hearty soup and sandwich together. That's proper lunch. Okay?
It's the complete lunch that satisfies.
So, soup and sandwich at Tim's? Sounds good.
Tim Hortons ham and Swiss sandwich on a toasted bun. And our new creamy field mushroom soup. In a combo, just $6.59.
So, Randy, what do you think of my curling game?
Well, Jim, it looks to me like your game needs a little bit of help. But your family of Strauss products are right on the button, like Strauss Heart Drops, available at a health product retailer near you.
The world's best curlers are coming to Victoria. Now there are new ticket packages ranging from 2 days to 4 days and priced from just $75. Call toll-free or online at FordWorldCurling.com.
This is where the world will rock, Victoria.
In some families, the skill of the game is passed down from generation to generation. Strauss Heart Drops, an herbal dietary supplement based on 8 generations of herbal knowledge. Our largest Heart Drop sale of the year is on now at a health food store near you.
The Canadian Curling Association appreciates, understands, and wishes to acknowledge the importance of local sponsorship to curling teams across Canada throughout the curling season. In an effort to recognize local corporate support of teams which have achieved the privilege of representing their province or territory at a Canadian Curling Championship, we are pleased to provide some deserving profile to their respective corporate supporters.
When Canadians want to know the whole story, they turn to CBC News, bringing you the Canadian perspective.
Officials in this part
CBC News.
Country's
Kidnapped and...
My life is in danger.
The source Canadians trust.
The opportunity to do this.
CBC News, The National, with Peter Mansbridge. Weeknights at 10.
Team Canada, Colleen Jones and her Mayflower Club teammates staying alive in the chase for a playoff position, and Saskatchewan bounced from the ranks of the unbeaten. But they made it interesting right to the final stone. This last delivery by Stefanie Lawton had to curl a little more to catch that red Team Canada rock and drive it out of the rings and pick up 3 to force an extra end. As a result, 7-3 the final score. Ontario beat British Columbia 8-3. Kelly Scott now 4-2. Alberta's Kathy King 3-3 after beating Labrador Newfoundland 7-3. The host province has won just 1 game. And Jennifer Jones of Manitoba moves into the lead in the round-robin competition with a 10-3 victory over Brenda Nichols of Quebec, and it's Manitoba leading the way now with a record of 6-1. Jones is 4-3.
Ever notice the way guys love to use their Karcher? Is it because of Karcher's German engineering, incredible features, exceptional styling? It's because Karcher really cleans. Karcher invented the first household pressure washer and sells more of them worldwide than anybody else. Karcher is also the world leader in commercial and industrial cleaning equipment. Everyone loves their Karcher. Can you blame them? Trust Karcher. You'll look for things to clean.
They say football is a game of inches. I wish we had inches.
The Scott Tournament of Hearts, proud sponsor of women's curling for 24 years.
That's great.
The roar you hear is 20 of Canada's top women's and men's teams competing for the right to represent us in Italy in 2006.
And no city in Canada roars more than Halifax.
Up here, just about everything seems larger than life. The prairie, the sky, even our animals. And when someone comes by our true value with a problem, large or small, they know they've come to the right place.
True Value, official hardware supplier to Championship Curling.
Well, with the 7-3 victory by Team Canada over Saskatchewan, let's check the round-robin standings after 10 draws. Jennifer Jones of Manitoba tops the leaderboard, 6-1. Saskatchewan drops back to 5-1, tied for third place with identical records of 4-2. Kelly Scott of British Columbia and Carrie Cooey of Yukon and the Northwest Territories. But lurking just out of a playoff picture at the moment, the defending champion, Colleen Jones, and her Team Canada teammates. A 1998 Scott winner, Kathy King of Alberta, is right there. We'll see her tonight on the score as she goes against Carrie Cooey of the Territories. That game begins at 6 Eastern Time. Sandy Como of New Brunswick is still in the race. 4 losses. Well, will that be good enough for Jen Hanna and Kay Zink of Ontario and Nova Scotia, respectively, as well as Rebecca Jean McPhee of Prince Edward Island, who got off to a horrendous start, 4 straight losses, but they've now won 2. Out of the picture, Quebec and Newfoundland, Labrador. 7-3 Team Canada over Saskatchewan. From St. John's, good afternoon.
The Scott Tournament of Hearts on CBC. Brought to you by Scotties Facial Tissue. Soft for our seasons.
Did you let the dog out this morning?
Scott Towels, getting you out of big messes.
The Scott Tournament of Hearts on CBC. Brought to you by Ford, built for life in Canada. By Karcher, you'll look for things to clean. And by Tim Hortons, toasted ham and Swiss and soup combo.
Well, our key matchup tonight, Kathy King of Alberta against Carrie Cooey of the Yukon Northwest Territories, to be seen on the score beginning at 6 Eastern Time. Quebec plays New Brunswick, Saskatchewan goes against Nova Scotia, and BC plays Prince Edward Island. Other games tonight, draw 11 at the Scott Tournament of Hearts at Mile 1 Stadium in St. John's, Newfoundland. Team Canada off to a 0-2 start. They are now at 4-3. And Team Saskatchewan, a perfect record coming into this first ever meeting with Team Canada, and they go down to a 7-3 defeat. Saskatchewan now in second place in the standings.
CBC Sports, Canada's Olympic Network.
When Canadian